Hi, welcome to the ADHD podcast. I'm your host, Caden Casaus.
Shut the fuck up. You mean the Shit House podcast, baby?
Baby.
We're only like...
Oh, hey, baby. Normally, when we record this podcast, we drink as the podcast is going.
Maybe have a few sips beforehand.
We have fucking pre-gamed hard for this. I'm on fucking 5 shots and 2 beers.
Yeah, you're counting the mixed drink.
The mixed drink, and then I took both of the drinks.
I took
both of the shots that we planned for the pizza delivery guy.
Well, and then we did do a whiskey shot before the mixed drink as well.
So that's 3, and then 5.
I've definitely at least taken no less than 3, and then also
I've done 5. Beers.
Maybe 4. I feel like 4, because I feel like you were 1 shot above me, because you took that extra one for the pizza guy. Yeah. I feel like we were tied, so I've taken 4.
Yeah, anyway.
And 2 beers. I'm feeling pretty good. Caden didn't want to do it because he's like, dude, I think I'm too drunk for a podcast.
Well, not that I'm too drunk for a
Coward!
Not that I'm too drunk for a podcast, but just like, I was having so much fucking fun with what we were doing that, like, sitting down and doing a podcast at the time sounded like
a job.
A job rather than us just getting shit-faced and showing each other songs.
Okay, that was the main
thing.
Well,
anyway, shots.
All right, shots, but we like to show each other songs when we're drunk. I like to do that with anybody in general, but... Oof. Do you have a very similar music taste with me, and like folk punk especially. So that's always fun to show people folk punk bands and music that they've never heard. I hate when people are like, "Oh, what's your favorite band? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite genre?" Blah blah blah. That's hard because like I have a preference. What I lean towards. But favorites is hard. But I could say I have a favorite in like certain genres, and I would say the only thing I could ever pick is AJJ is easily my favorite band. I think I don't know why I say period, but like now, but like in the folk punk style, AJJ.
I don't think I could tell you a favorite band.
Yeah, favorites is hard, dude. Like, what's your favorite movie? Like, Die Hard, favorite movie you could watch for the like if you're stranded on an island with a fucking.
My thing
DVD
with favorite movies,
that's so dumb. Picking favorites sucks, dude.
Yeah,
you have your preferences.
Because my thing with favorite movies is like, it's so subjective and it depends on the time and just like depends on so fucking much that like. I mean, most of the time I just pick like my favorite movie is the movie I've watched the most. Because by default, that
Jaws.
must be... Jaws might be a close... Like, it's either Jaws or probably Indiana Jones.
Really?
And the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I haven't seen Indiana Jones for a long time, but recently I went to Savers, which if you don't know what Savers is, it's like a kind of like a higher end...
fucking Saver is, you dumb fucking bitch.
No, it's kind of like a higher end thrift store. I used to not know what Goodwill was until like 2 years ago.
What?
I swear to God. Because I only shopped at the DI for thrift. Because Utah has this special
thing.
I
forgot there's a place called Goodwill. Because Goodwill, to me, is DI.
Okay, that's what you guys call the DI. Okay, because like...
Well, because Goodwill...
is basically the nationwide. Everyone donates to Goodwill, and it's like a...
Yeah, I've always seen those as synonymous.
Common thrift. That's like when you say, like, I'm going to go play Nintendo, but you're talking about your PS4. Like, or can I get some... Tylenol, but you really mean ibuprofen, but it's just kind of like...
It's the same fucking
Or did you know Band-Aid is actually a brand name?
Yeah.
But everybody calls Band-Aids Band-Aids, but what else would you call them? Yeah. That's the one thing I don't know. Or like Jet Ski is also a brand name. Like, I'm going to go ride the jet skis, but like Jet Ski is the brand name. It's not like what it is, because that's weird to me. Or... What was I gonna say? This is not even the same thing, never mind. But I was gonna say when people say like, can I get some alcohol? And I think a lot of times people mean like liquor when they say alcohol, and then when they mean beer, they say beer. But like alcohol is broad. I don't know if you've ever had that one. That's kind of like
not so much
stretching. But
isn't it weird that some people call soda pop?
Sody pop.
Honestly,
shout out to
go
Ethan.
Fuck those people. Just kidding.
Pop. Dude, that's so weird.
It's so childish to me.
Can I get some pop?
Can I get some pop?
No. For me, pop seems like a really old person thing to say.
Oh.
Can I get some pop?
I remember.
No, you have to sound old. It just sounds like, stop drinking so much pop. I don't know, pop. That's just so dumb. And it looks like Caden's lighter is fucking done. You cowardly cunt. Do you have another one? Dude, you have like 50 lighters in your car.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
That's my car. Will you go grab one since you're not hooked in?
Yeah, we're...
The front porch, I guess.
Alright.
Way to fucking derail this podcast, you
Your
fucking
fault.
addict. I meant me. Oh. Boop, 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 doop. We might edit this part out. I don't know. I have nothing to fucking say by myself. Who am I? Fucking Bill Burr. We're cutting this out. We're definitely cutting that out. I tried to talk by myself without doing anything. It went terrible.
We'll cut it out for like a second and we'll pick it up right when you just started talking, just barely.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, I tried
and we're back.
But we're going to start it before that. Because I feel like we got to keep it as authentic.
We're definitely going to keep you saying, yeah, we're going to start here, and then I'm going to say, and I'm back.
God damn it, Kate. Let me light this for you, baby. Nice.
Oh my god,
I thought that was like, it's really impressive.
Is this Casablanca?
When people can like light a cigarette within like 1 second, like, and it's quick. Like I have to like sit there and like concentrate and like make sure I'm lighting it like right and like don't want to like start canoeing it. You know, like when you light only half.
Canoeing it?
Yeah, because like
that's what that's called.
Well, that's what you call like a joint when you're smoking a joint and it's like
I've never heard that.
It's only lighting half. You don't do that with cigarettes ever.
No, because they're filled with chemicals that burn super easily. So,
yeah. But
I had no idea that's what it was called.
That's a term, yeah.
Really?
Because I mean, like makes sense. Speaking of canoes, I told you this earlier. I went to go cliff jumping at this place called Causey Reservoir, and you have to swim to the cliffs. So we brought we went to Walmart and bought some pool noodles, and I brought this like janky old knee board that I found on the side of the road, and so we're using that to swim to this cliff, which is probably like 100 to 200 yards away. It looks kind of close when you're there, and then you start swimming, and it's incredibly far. People have died trying to swim to it without like pool floaties or any flotation device.
We are catching Bo barking so bad. Oh, you can still fucking hear him. It's pool floats.
Well, no. So we're swimming to this cliff to go cliff jumping, and I'm noticing that nobody's jumping, but I didn't really pay any attention of it. Like we just thought, we're just like there's just a bunch of like pussies, and most of them did look like old and out of shape. Yeah, they're just not trying to send it. They're just there to lurk.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're gonna show these guys up,
lingo.
dude. I love that, dude. We're gonna fucking show up, fucking show off for the ladies. But we're getting closer. We're like maybe 20 feet away, give or take, from the cliff, and it's a hard swim there with pool floaties. With like it sucks, dude. It's freezing mountain water.
I fucking bet.
It's like an hour and 40 minutes north of West Jordan. It's fucking far.
Yeah.
We drove far to get there. And all of a sudden, this guy on a paddleboard, he's like, hey, you guys have life jackets? We're like, no. He's like, oh, well, just be careful. There's cops over there giving tickets for people who don't have life jackets. He has a life jacket on, of course. I'm like, oh, shit.
Fuck yourself.
He's like, yeah, man. He's like, you might want to, like, swim to the shore or something. So we're starting to swim closer, just seeing what's happening.
Is it a rule you're supposed to swim with them?
In that spot. There's
spot.
signs, too, but they're small signs. Nobody sees them. Nobody cares about reading a sign when you drive in there.
Yeah.
I went 3 years ago without a life jacket, and I don't think it became a thing until 2 years ago. So when I went, it was not enforced. It wasn't a big
My guess
deal.
is somebody fucking...
No, 100%.
Was a dummy
because
without
somebody
a life
died there.
jacket, yeah.
Because it's super deep water. Literally, like, there's no, like, easing into the water. It's a straight drop off. It's like 2 feet of shore when you go in, and it's straight, like, deep water. And it's fucking cold. Like, I could see how people could die if you're, like, not, like, I don't know, if you're not a good swimmer or you're just not ready for that shock. That's why it helps the cliff jump, because your adrenaline's already pumping from jumping off like 20, 30 feet, and then you hit cold water. You're already good. Anyway, we're almost there, and then another girl's like, hey, do you guys have life jackets? No. And they're just friendly people trying to warn us, which
obviously, because they don't want you to give a fucking ticket for not having a fucking life jacket.
So dumb. And we brought floating devices, too. So it's like, all right, we're fucking full-grown men. We know how to swim. We're not... like two of my friends that I was with were lifeguards, Brandon and Carter. They used to be lifeguards, so like we all know how to swim fine anyway. And
you're a fucking adult. You shouldn't have to wear a
it should be like,
life jacket.
It should be like an 18 or older thing. It's like, all right, once you're
it's a choice.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, it's like, all right, you're just a dumb kid, like wear a life jacket.
Fuck you, I can drown if I want to.
Yeah, or even if you don't want to, but you're just an idiot. And she's like, well, you guys might as well turn around now and we're so close to the cliff to jump. So close. So you might as well just turn around now because they're definitely handing out tickets. So we turn around, we start swimming back. And it's a slow swim back. And they're in kayaks with like the foot pedal things. So they don't even have oars. They're just pedaling with their feet.
Do they have lights? Were there lights on this dumb fucking...
Maybe, but
just fucking paddling like a goddamn elliptical machine?
No. Oh, like cop lights? No.
That'd be so
They look like kind of more like sheriff colors. Kind of just like gray and gold.
The like
just,
the tannish color,
tan.
yeah.
And so he's coming up. We're like halfway in between the...
I kind of forget sheriff is a thing.
Yeah, what's the difference between
I've
a
never
sheriff
met
and a
a
cop?
sheriff.
Well,
sheriffs used to be important.
I've definitely met a sheriff, but like, what's the difference between a sheriff and a cop? A police officer.
Should I look it up?
Look it up, but I'm gonna continue my story.
Go.
So we start swimming back. We're maybe 3/4 of the way back or halfway, and the cop comes up behind us. Hey, you guys got life jackets? And I tell him like, no, we don't. Sorry, I had no idea that was a rule. I didn't. I'm not like trying to fucking be a dick. And so we're like, I'm sorry. He's like, all right, that's fine. We're just gonna go back to the shore. He's like, that's cool. Follows us. He's like, I was talking to you over here real quick. I want to get your information. I thought for sure we're getting a ticket.
Yeah.
He was like actually like probably one of the coolest kayak cops I've ever met. Not that I've met very many, but he was chill. And he's like, and he literally said, in the fact that you guys weren't assholes, I'm not going to give you a ticket. So that just goes to show, if you're a dick to cops, doesn't matter if you can legally be a dick to a cop or not, that'll depend on you getting a ticket.
Yeah.
He said, literally, because you guys weren't assholes, I'm not going to give you a ticket.
Oh, that's good. So, like, just every person that came across, like, hey, you don't have a life vest on. They're probably like, I don't fucking need...
Yeah, like,
I don't need a fucking life jacket. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're questioning them, then I'm sure that's going to be annoying. Like, they're just... They didn't make the laws. Cops and sheriffs don't make laws. They're just there to, like, enforce it. And it makes sense, like, to a degree. Like, yeah, they don't want kids dying out there trying to swim to that fucking cliff or, like, cliff jumping.
Well, that's cool they didn't give you a ticket then.
Yeah, so we're talking, and he just wrote our information down as, like, a warning, and he also wanted to give the appearance that he was giving us a ticket to the other people.
Yeah.
So that they would take it seriously. We're like, cool, man. And I tried to, like, video the whole thing because I was vlogging that whole day, and it was a great vlog, I felt like, up until that point, and then it was, like, anticlimactic. It's like the whole point of that vlog was, all right, we're going cliff jumping. Hell yeah, boom, boom, boom. We did a couple other things, and then we get shut down.
But that's like exactly what a vlogger would do. Where
like, that's like
cliff jumping, but
gone wrong, busted,
dang, and then that's.
But like I hate it.
Clickbait bullshit.
But I don't clickbait, and like I'm not like a vlogger. I was just like
fooling around.
Yeah,
I think it was cool that you did that, but I just looked it up.
The difference
is a sheriff is elected.
Oh, okay.
And they're elected to counties.
Okay.
So Salt Lake City County has a sheriff.
So you have to pretty much
Utah County has a sheriff.
So it's almost like you're running to be sheriff, and then you have people vote
on it.
And then, but for a cop, you just have to like apply and like pass tests.
Like, so let's even say the chief of police is for a city. So it's just for West Jordan and just for...
They got jurisdictions.
The chief of police for Taylorsville.
But like a sheriff could be the whole Utah County.
Yeah.
Or Salt Lake County.
It is the entire county.
So there's Salt Lake County, Utah County.
But he isn't in charge of police. He's just in charge of his deputies.
And what do the deputies do?
They basically act as police.
They're basically police, but it's like different. They almost, to me, that sounds like they're probably better people or more logical. Yes. They seem like they're more level-headed because
the sheriff
they're voted
picks
in.
His deputies.
They pick who they want, and they're voted in by the people. You don't vote the cops in. You don't pick who you want.
No. A sheriff is almost at this point just kind of an outdated thing from the past.
Yeah. Well, when you think of sheriff, you think of the dude with the fucking badge.
Which is what it used to be, and now it's not... I almost want to say symbolic, but it isn't because he still has power, but it definitely is different.
Yeah, and then you see, like, highway patrol. It's like, wait, so your only job is to, like, drive on the highway and freeway, and, like, that's all you do? And I wonder, when you hear, like, jurisdiction. So say you see a dude that's from a different city, and in your city, are you allowed to just fucking break the laws and he can't do anything because he's right there, but it's out of his jurisdiction? Like what? Like do you know what I mean?
Told me.
Like what is like? And there's like
somebody told me this, but I've realized it's been bullshit. But for a long time, I believed that cops from their certain cities weren't allowed to do shit in their city.
And they're in another city?
No, in their own city. Which is something...
Where the fuck did you hear
I
that?
don't fucking remember, but I'm a dumb person, and I believe in dumb things. Somebody told me that, like, if you're in West Jordan, and a West Jordan police officer can only work outside of West Jordan for some reason.
That's, like...
Somebody told me that.
So dumb.
And it took me... Like, I believed that for, like, years when I was younger. And, like, I don't know why the fuck, because it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And so you're... What the fuck?
They don't have to follow... Like,
but
in their jurisdiction, no.
Well, because isn't there such thing as, like, citizen's arrest, too? Like, so, like...
Well, that's different.
Yeah, but, like... So I'm just saying, if a citizen can do that, then why wouldn't an actual police officer, like, oh,
exactly.
Nope, this is out of my jurisdiction, better not handle this.
I think the paperwork has to file through whatever city they're in, but they can do that. Right. So that, let's say, that Salt Lake City cop has to file his paperwork through West Jordan's offices if he was arrested in West Jordan. If he arrested somebody within West Jordan.
And that almost seems like too much work. Like they wouldn't want, like that's like they would prefer not to do that. I don't know.
I have no
Have you ever been pulled over?
No. Yes, once. Recently.
I've never been pulled over. How'd yours go?
Well, mine wasn't even in my own car. I was driving Nevada, my girlfriend's sister's Subaru. The one that's parked out front. Mm-hmm. I was driving that. And actually, we were coming back from getting ramen. And I was driving back home on Bangalore. And there was a yellow light. And I was like, we can fucking make this. And I sped up. Barely made the light. And then I was driving past. And then I see this car behind me. Also gun it to make the light. And I was like... And Georgia even gave me shit. She was like, that was fucking close. And I was like... And it's fine. It was yellow the whole time we went through. That guy behind us, he's a dick.
It's even worse because you speed up and you run a red light.
Yeah. Well, I didn't run a red light. I went through the yellow.
That's fine then.
And then it turned as I was going through.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then that dude behind me ran the light. And I was like, see, that fucking dickhead ran that. That was red almost the entire time. That guy's a fucking dick. And then cop lights.
He's a cop, undercover.
Go on. Woo, 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 and dude, pulls us over, and I have never been pulled over. I had no idea what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll go to the next exit on Bangalore, and I'll pull off there. So I went.
You're like,
I drove for like maybe 45 seconds. Got to the next light, and then there's a pull off, and then there's like a side where like it just is a dirt patch, and I pulled off into that. And the guy came out and was like...
Was he furious that you were driving for so long?
Wasn't furious, but he definitely was like, why didn't you stop right away? And I was like... And I even told him, I was like, to be honest with you, never been pulled over. I don't know the rules. We were on Bangalore, which is basically...
It's a highway. It's almost a freeway now.
But it's basically a freeway.
Yeah.
Do you know the reason why Bangalore is a highway?
Well, before I think it was because... well, actually, I don't know the reason, but I think... Because there was like traffic lights.
No.
Like, what is a highway?
Well, that's the thing.
Is a highway's not supposed to have lights.
Exactly. So a freeway doesn't have stoplights. A highway can have stoplights.
Okay.
But do you know why Bangalore Highway is a highway and not a freeway? Originally, it was supposed to be a freeway, and it's set up exactly like a freeway. But you can't name a freeway a name. That's why it's I-15, I-80.
Okay.
Because it's a freeway.
And they didn't want to change the name.
There's Bangalore Highway. It's because there was a dude whose name was like, I don't remember
John
the first
Bangalore.
name. That's exactly what I was going to say. John Bangalore. And he wanted it named after himself.
What a selfish cunt.
Put stoplights on it for no other reason than to have it be able to be named Bangalore.
Oh my god. Dude, this guy he's dead, right? He's dead now.
I'm sure.
Because they're like... Obviously, there's a lot of if you're not from here.
Yeah, this is only for Utah people.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure they're more of the audience would be from Utah anyway, if they're going to listen to us.
Yeah.
But they're changing so much of Bangalore Highway to be more like a freeway.
Well, it was like supposed to be a fucking freeway.
Yeah, they're putting overpasses and like avoiding most of the traffic lights now, which is amazing. I love that now. And the speed limit's still 55. Which is like, if it's supposed to be a freeway, that's usually 70 in Utah. and I catch myself. I usually don't go any more than 10 miles per hour above the speed limit in any given moment. If I'm feeling frisky, 15. So I always put my cruise control on anywhere, even if I'm driving through the suburbs.
I never do
cruise control everywhere, and I've never been pulled over for speeding, at least. So I cruise control that bitch, and I'll cruise control 65 on the 55, and people are fucking way passing me. I'm like, dude, this is a highway with a low speed limit. Like, why are you going 75 here? And I just feel like those people are such cunts. Oh, and I told you about that lady who fucking cut me off and then flipped me off. Did I tell you? I
forgot I didn't finish my story first. Hold up. I got pulled over by that cop.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
And I told him I had never been pulled over, and that's why like I didn't know the protocol where I pull off. Yeah, so I went to the next little pull off zone to the right. And he was like, "Don't fucking do that, you dumb fucking idiot." He didn't say it like that, but he definitely was like, the second our lights turn off, pull off to wherever you can, basically. Yeah. Like, anywhere, like, to the fucking wherever, into the dirt on the side of the highway, turn off to there. Do whatever. And so, like, we were going through the motion, and I have no idea why he pulled me over. And so I was like, "So, what's wrong, officer? Why'd you pull me over?" And he was like, "Oh, you don't have lights on." And I realized I'm so used to my car is a 2013. It's new. It has automatic lights.
Yeah, same with my car.
Her car doesn't. And it was like getting to the point where like it got dark as we were driving back from the ramen place. So I didn't even recognize the lights weren't on. Mm-hmm. And so he pulled us over.
Probably had like parking lights on or something. Like
exactly.
The dimmer
I
lights.
had the dimmer lights on. I had no idea that my real lights weren't on because it's not my car. I'm not used to driving it. Mm. But yeah, that was the first. That's the only time I ever got pulled over. No, he was just like, "Turn on your fucking lights, you idiot."
It's so inconvenient. It's like you would have been fine, but no, you got to stop and.
But it definitely is nice that he stopped just to make sure our lights were on because that is unsafe, especially
for
driving
other
at
people.
Night. Exactly, because they might not see me.
Safe, not safe for you. Because I've done that with people where I didn't see them coming, and all of a sudden I'm about to pull out. And I have to hurry and hit the brakes because there's somebody right there. I'm like, turn your fucking lights on, cunt. But what I was going to ask you is ramen or pho?
Ramen.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I've only eaten ramen twice. I had an actual ramen restaurant. Maybe twice. I think twice. But, dude, pho. Oof. And I love it when it's super spicy.
Oh, God. I love pho. Like, it's definitely, like...
Dude, we should get ramen tomorrow. Maybe?
Underneath.
Dude, we need to get some ramen.
Dude, ramen's so fucking good.
But you're also like, okay, but you're like a person that will like make top ramen a fucking gourmet meal. Like you'll get top ramen.
I definitely,
add so much.
I chef up my ramen for sure.
You'll like boil an egg and fucking put all these fucking.
Yeah. I soft boil my eggs for ramen and I put in sriracha and soy sauce.
Yeah.
And I'll generally do peas and a meat with it, but like. Legit.
Dude, top ramen, like, nobody does that, like, because it's cheap.
I don't know. You know why I do that?
It tastes better?
One, it tastes better. Two, I remember I was a kid, and my family was all super into Studio Ghibli movies.
What is that?
It's this production company that was created by this dude named Hayao Miyazaki, who's one of the best filmmakers of all time.
Is ramen also Asian?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's fucking super Japanese and Chinese. It's Asian. It's in a lot of countries, but in different ways.
I think pho is like Vietnamese.
It's Vietnamese, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking good.
It's so good.
Fucking good. Dude.
Fucking good. It's the puns tonight. Dude, anyway,
I was
saying, with Studio Ghibli is a company in Japan that makes movies. For a little bit of perspective, John Lasseter, the head guy of Pixar, he's basically the guy who made Pixar as was today. His goal was to make an American version of Studio Ghibli. So an American version of the best animated movies you could possibly make. Because he was so inspired by this director in Japan named Hayao Miyazaki.
So the dude, and then he made Pixar. So, and I can agree, dude. Yeah. Pixar's fucking godlike.
Is godlike. He was trying to make an American version of this movie company named Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
They've made some of the best animated movies of all time. I will fucking fist fight you if you say otherwise.
Well, I wouldn't.
It is
I've never
amazing.
seen any,
Not you, but I'm talking to everyone.
I know, but I want to fucking be my own judge and see.
Hayao Miyazaki makes some of the best movies ever.
I love. Like, it's weird, but I fucking love Pixar and Disney movies so much. Just like
I might own a couple of Ghibli movies, and I'll give you a couple. But
I recently saw Toy Story 4. Sorry,
I haven't seen that.
But I barely remember even seeing Toy Story 3. I might have seen it once or...
I haven't seen Toy Story 4, so don't talk too much about it. I don't want it spoiled.
But I just want to say, for me, personally, there was no tearjerker moments, and it wasn't super touching, but I was fucking laughing out loud, hysterically, actually. And it was like 11:30 in the morning, and I was barely waking up from a hangover. Tyler FaceTimes me. I'm like, hello? He's like, hurry, get ready. We're going to see Toy Story 4. You're coming with? Okay, bye. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, hell yeah. Because they had a free ticket for me because Alex's girlfriend was sick. And you know what I ate? First thing I eat of the day is I buy a Monster and a bag of Takis. Takis.
You white motherfucker.
Takis. I don't even know why. I never say Takis.
Can I have a bag of Takis?
It's like not even white. That's just fucking Canadian, Wisconsin.
A little bit, but
yeah, I feel like such shit. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like such shit, and I was still able to have a fucking great time and laugh. And I
want to see it really bad.
I had a friend that brought almost everybody, fucking, what's that orange drink for breakfast? Alcoholic.
Mimosa.
I was gonna say, yeah, he brought everybody handmade
dope.
mimosas in these little bottles that they snuck in, and he gave one to Alex, and Alex looks over at me, he's like, want this? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want a mimosa, bitch. Toy Story mimosa?
Well, I really want to see Toy Story.
Sorry, back to your ramen, but I just had to,
to
say something. The Studio Ghibli.
The only reason I know about gourmet ramen, because before this, I was like, instant ramen. That's all I knew about ramen. Ramen was a fucking cheap-ass dehydrated noodle that you put that weird powder shit in. That's the only concept of ramen I had until I was like 13. And me and my family were obsessed with these movies from this company, Studio Ghibli.
Would they translate into English, or was it all subtitles?
They would, yes.
Okay.
And they would with really famous actors.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, I need to check
Christian
out...
Bale was in one of them, in Howl's Moving Castle, which is a Studio Ghibli movie.
I wonder if I maybe have seen... I wonder if I've maybe seen any of these movies.
Spirited Away?
That sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen them.
It's hands down in the top 5 best animated movies of all time.
I love animated shit, so I need to check this out, dude.
They're all so fucking good. He makes amazing movies that are so, like...
So, let me ask, what gives ramen the upper hand over pho? Because I tried like gourmet, great, or
I'll finish my story first,
ramen.
and then I'll answer your question.
Great.
So my story was, I was obsessed with Studio Ghibli movies. He's made amazing movies. Tons that, like, every time one of this Hayao Miyazaki, this director's movies would come out, my whole family would flip out and we would watch all of them. Like, we've watched every single one of his movies together.
I miss family movie night.
Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, which was like the first one I ever saw, which is a fucking masterpiece. Castle in the Sky, which is amazing. Totoro, which is okay. It's kind of aimed more at kids. And then he released this movie, Ponyo. I feel like I've heard of that. I don't know. It seems familiar. It's a Japanese animated movie made by Hayao Miyazaki, which is a little bit more aimed at kids. And I saw it when I was like 13. And even then I was like, this is a little childish, but the artwork in it's amazing. The story is so fucking touching and beautiful.
Fuck that then. It's not, dude. Fuck that when people are like, oh, this is like Disney movies are
for
kids.
He has some movies.
I love Disney movies, dude.
He has movies that are for
Sleeping
kids,
Beauty,
but then he puts
me?
in really adult themes. Hayao Miyazaki, a lot of his themes have to do with, weirdly enough, even being a man, has to do with womanhood. Like, he's one of the best feminist directors I've ever seen. Like, he will just make the woman a main character only, like, because why the fuck not? He isn't
exactly. Why not?
I'm not showing this agenda to, like, fuck men, but he's like, women are powerful too. Like, Spirited Away, which is probably his masterpiece, was set, he made it for his friends' kids who were girls. And he's like, I want a movie where, like, a 10-year-old girl is the hero of the movie.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
To show that, like, little girls can, like...
daughters.
Because Spirited Away is about, like, a girl who's, like, really shy and obnoxious, and a fucking kid who gets put in a very difficult situation and has to kind of, like, grow up and, like, realize that, like...
Quit babysitting.
Shut the fuck up.
Dude, fucking Caden doesn't know how to drink beer. He's sipping it like a goddamn grandma. I want that... What time is it? I want that to be gone in, like, two minutes, dude.
It will be gone the second I finish my story. But let me finish the story I've been going through for like
interrupting you.
20 minutes, I feel like.
Dude, I'm so sorry. For people listening, sorry. We need to get more, we need to get more drunk.
No, that's fine.
Yes, dude.
Anyway, we'll get more drunk.
Let me finish this podcast, dude. Pouring another shot.
Anyway, Hayao Miyazaki's an amazing director. And he directed this movie, Ponyo, which is about... Basically... It's about It's kind of like about Neptune a little bit. Like Neptune's daughter. He like changes Neptune to his own perception. Like the king of the sea has kids.
Okay.
And there's one kid named Ponyo who just wants to get on land. A little bit like Little Mermaid, a little bit.
Yeah. Is this before Little Mermaid?
She ends up... She's a kind of a weird little fish thing. It's so weird to talk about, especially this drunk.
She's a weird little fish thing, but she's not a mermaid.
She's a tiny little like weird looking fish thing.
Not humanoid at all.
Not humanoid at all. And then she gets picked up by a little kid who's raised by a single mother by this ocean town, and he finds her by the shore, takes her home thinking she's a fish, and then she grows into a person. So throughout the show, she turns into like a weird little fish thing with legs, and then turns into a little girl. And there's a scene in the movie after she turns into a little girl that they have ramen, and the mom makes...
I forgot where the story was going.
Yeah.
I was just like so like into like...
Anyway, in this show, the little fish girl who turns into a human and the little boy have dinner with the little boy's mother, who makes instant ramen, but then like does it like a Japanese person would, with ham and with vegetables, and like makes like a legit ramen. And that's like the first time I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? Ramen's not just instant noodles you pour out of the water and then pour the seasoning in and have a salt-filled noodle fest? I didn't even know about this.
That's another thing.
And that's when the first like introduction to what real ramen was.
Right.
Then after I saw that, where they had ramen, because I didn't even used to eat ramen with broth.
That's what I was going to say. Sorry, but I was going to be like, are you a broth or no broth kind of guy?
I used to be. I didn't even know ramen was supposed to have broth.
I
thought ramen... I used to, when I had ramen, until up to this moment when I watched this movie, I dumped all of the liquid out after it was cooked, poured the seasoning in, and then just covered the noodles with the seasoning.
Yeah.
And then ate it like that. Always.
I
no seasoning.
feel like that tastes better, in my opinion. But I do like to drink the broth, though, and I like... It honestly has two different flavors.
Exactly.
And I went into ramen as well.
Because if you do broth...
With broth.
If you do broth, all the flavor goes into the broth, and you have a super flavorful broth, but your noodles taste like nothing.
Right. And then so when you do it into the noodles, it seems more buttery, more salt.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems better.
So the first time I watched it, I realized, ramen's not the way I thought it was. And that's when I looked into legit ramen places, and I ate it. I started making it with broth and with ham, because in that movie specifically, they put ham in it, and the little fish girl freaks out about ham, because she's never eaten ham before. Anyway,
she's a fish.
Yeah. And so I started making like a little bit more gourmet ramen, and then started looking into real ramen places, and started like I found the first ramen place I found in Utah, Tonkatsu Ramen, which you've been to.
Yeah, that's the only one.
We ended up actually going there the same night, one time randomly.
Yeah. I remember seeing you guys.
Because I went to Tonkatsu religiously.
I think I went with Tyler and Colton.
Once every 2 weeks for like a year. I went to Tonkatsu all the fucking time. But I think to get back to your original question, which we have fucking spent like 30 minutes asking this question. The difference I think between pho and ramen
The difference. No, not the difference. The upper
The reason
hand.
I like ramen better.
Why is it better?
It's less foreign of a flavor to me. So pho soup, I love pho. Pho's so good, but pho is definitely like a foreign, way more different taste. As in ramen, and it's probably just the ramen I've eaten here, is not Americanized, but it's more similar. I was mixing up familiar. Fuck. I'm so
familiar.
I was mixing familiar and similar into one word. Familiar.
It should be a word.
Which is going to be the word now.
God, you can't speak right now. Take another shot.
I told you I was drunk. I'm going to continue with familiar because I like that word.
If you ever need
it's
to
super
use it.
familiar, which is familiar and similar meshed into one word, is a lot similar to like American flavors, so it was less of a jump than pho was. Pho is super like foreign. The flavors are nothing like American food.
I'm assuming you dress your pho with everything they give you.
Yes.
Because like if you don't, you're fucking.
Oh
idiot.
yeah, the weird basil that's kind of minty they give you.
The leaves. You gotta have
Which
the
is
leaves,
actually
the roots, the little root things that they.
It's Thai basil they give you, which is very minty.
Yeah, that. But you know what I'm talking about, the little root things that they like, the pile of them.
Oh, well, the pile.
The
that's
white. What are those? They're like kind of crunchy, like little white root looking.
I'm
things.
so drunk I'm forgetting now. But they're
dude, you have to have those. The leaves.
Yeah.
What is that? Hosoi or
Hoson
sauce?
Hoson sauce.
You have to have that, a ton of that sriracha, and if they have it, not all of them do, that chili sauce, the super spicy chili sauce.
Yeah.
Put some of that. I don't
jalapenos.
prefer. I've put jalapenos in there before, but I feel like it's a little overkill after you've put sriracha and the chili sauce. For me, I can eat hot sauce, and it doesn't fuck with my stomach. But when I eat jalapenos and hot peppers, after a while, it just doesn't agree with my body, and I'm not having a great time. So. Put jalapenos on if you really like jalapenos in your soup or pho. Like I love jalapenos on sandwiches.
I put it in my pho.
And to me, it just doesn't add to the flavor. And I usually, when I get a jalapeno, I only eat one jalapeno with like nothing much to it, and it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, pho's a more foreign flavor to me. Ramen,
dude, I love the noodles, dude.
It's so good. Well, they have
in the broth.
They have rice noodles versus ramen has just regular noodles.
I think the time when I went to when I had ramen, the one that I remember, it was like just chicken, like fried chicken or like some. It just
you got a non-standard Japanese flavor. So what you got was the curry ramen that tonkatsu makes. That's not a traditional Japanese ramen.
Maybe I'd like it if it was more traditional Japanese then.
Well. Yeah, they did a weird Japanese curry, which I love Japanese curry so fucking much.
It was just meh to me. I don't even think I finished it, dude.
Oh, dude, that curry ramen. Don't listen to Kyler. That curry ramen is to fucking die for.
No, I'm saying the chicken was just whatever.
No, it's so good. It's katsu chicken, so it's breaded chicken cutlets fried.
It was breaded, but then it was
But then it soaks into this thick sauce, and it just gets amazing.
This thing is so weird that you have breaded chicken that's soaked.
But it soaks up that dark green curry seasoning that's so fucking good.
I need to go back and try different styles.
Yes, you should try. There's definitely more traditional
Maybe my
ramen styles
too, because I used to hate sushi. With a passion, I hated sushi. Yeah. Now I fucking love sushi.
Sushi's amazing. I've always loved sushi. Well, when I was a little kid, it was always weird to me.
But it wasn't even weird that it was raw fish. Like that didn't bother me. It was the taste of the seaweed that like made me gag.
I get that.
I was like, oof.
When I was a kid, it scared me. But I remember the first time I ever had sushi, I was like 13. I must have been younger, 12. My sister was in Arizona at culinary school. And she was dating a guy who's now my brother-in-law, Nathaniel, one of my favorite people alive. Would I fuck him?
Is he hot? Is your brother-in-law hot?
That's a tough one. I feel like his personality definitely carries a lot of it. He's a bigger dude, curly black hair, but I think his personality's so like magnetic that you're immediately drawn to him.
I wish I had that kind of like charisma.
Oh, he's
to where like everybody wants to like.
He's
be
got
around
that
you,
charisma
like, where you're,
for
like,
sure.
You're known as like a cool guy. Like you're like fun to be around. I'm like opposite of that, especially when I fucking drink, dude.
Yeah.
Obnoxious. I'm not like white girl wasted obnoxious. I'm just like...
He has like a Polynesian personality almost. Where they're so like...
Mahola Mahina, my brother.
No. They're so like loud
and
confident that you just like want to be around them. And he's super funny. I love Nate.
Uplifting.
Nate's one of my favorite people to be around. And I love hanging out with Nate. But him and my sister were both living in Scottsdale, Arizona, going to this culinary school. And so we went down to visit Callie for the first time. This is right when she found out she was pregnant with Nate's kid.
I didn't know you were an uncle.
Shut the fuck up. Did you not know I was an uncle?
No.
No, you shut the fuck up. You're lying.
I swear.
I have 11 nieces and nephews.
Never met them.
Fair enough. I don't want you around them.
Shut the fuck up. Come on.
Yeah,
Uncle Bad Touch.
I've been an uncle since I was 13 years old.
That's kind of cool.
I was 12 and my sister was pregnant. And so then she like demanded, no, leave that there. Grab yourself one, bitch.
Well, I was going to, and then you kind of, I was like, oh, he's...
Well, I was going to finish this after my story, but now I'm telling a different story.
Oh my God, ask me a question.
I will after I finish this. We were talking about sushi.
Kid.
So,
you cunt, sister.
Yeah, she was pregnant with Nate's kid, so she wanted us to go down and meet Nate and see her. It was her graduation from university. She might not have been pregnant at the time, now that I think about it. I'm pretty drunk and my facts are all mixed up. We were going down for graduation. So she was just finishing up with culinary school. She was dating Nate. And so we went down, and Nate worked at a sushi place. That's what he did as a part-time job.
High-end or cheap?
Good sushi. In hindsight, because I was so young and it's the first time I had sushi, I had no idea. We went in, they weren't even fucking opened yet. And he sat us down, and he was the sous chef, which is like the second-hand man. He's like the second-hand man to the chef. So him and the chef were just making us roll after roll. No, I don't want that.
Hit this, dude.
I don't want that.
Hit it. Just hit it. I want to see how it... I just want to see if you coughed or not.
Anyway, you fucking wacko.
Wacko! You fucking wacko!
Wacko!
Who the fuck says wacko?
I do tonight, I guess. Anyway. Him and the chef were just bringing us roll after roll. So it was literally my first time having sushi.
Sushi is filling as fuck.
It is, but like...
How many rolls did you get?
I didn't get... He just kept...
Traditionally, normally when you go, like how many...
Two.
Two standard. Dude, if you get 3, you're sharing that third roll, or you're regretting it.
Because I will do that with my girlfriend. We'll both get 2 rolls, and then we'll get a third roll separately
let's try
to
the
share.
Third one to share. Yeah, dude, I do that with Tyler. He's basically my girlfriend when we go to get sushi.
Oh, that was Alan for me.
Do you want to share this third roll? Hell yeah, I do.
Alan was my girlfriend for a long time. Anyway, so we go to the sushi place that he works at, and him and this chef are just making fucking amazing rolls and just bringing out to us every time they fucking make one. They brought out it was 5 people, and he brought out fucking 20 rolls. Just shit after shit to try. That was my first experience with sushi, and it was fucking amazing. And I've loved sushi. I was really timid about it then, and then the next time I had sushi, I was still timid about it. But after that, I've been hooked ever since.
Right. And I was never, like I said.
But I think you need to try more traditional styles of ramen. There's a couple. There's shoyu, which is pretty traditional. Tonkatsu is pretty original. Miso. Shio.
These are all restaurants?
These are all styles.
Styles. See, no, I don't think it's bad. I didn't think it was gross by any... I just said, I mean, it didn't, live up to the hype of people, oh, this is so good.
Well, you got curry ramen, which is not a traditional ramen. But it's definitely a, made...
Even the first time I tried pho, ramen. It was, pretty mediocre. The first time I tried pho. Maybe
what's your favorite pho place?
There's so many, and I've been to quite a few... that I really don't have. I'm trying to think of a one that because there's one that's closest to my house. Mm-hmm. It's New Thai something but it's by Beto's, the burrito place.
Sorry, I was finishing.
I don't like that one that much.
New Thai Cafe is not a pho place. Don't order pho from New Thai Cafe.
Yeah, well, I've only gone there to get pho because it says pho on the below New Thai Cafe. It says New Thai Cafe pho.
Don't get pho from New Thai Cafe.
And I only go there. Or I've gone there because it's the closest one to my house.
New Thai Cafe, kill it with Vietnamese noodles. They have this thing called Vietnamese noodles where they use vermicelli noodles. fucking out of this
But
world.
they can't make pho, right? See,
Their pho is just not the best.
Yeah, and
they make pho fine.
No, I even agree. Like I was gonna say, but I was gonna say that's not my favorite. And the one reason that I really dislike places like that, I hate plastic chopsticks.
Oh, God.
Because the steam makes it all like moist and slippery, and I can't eat it right. Wooden chopsticks, you gotta go that way. But I don't know. Like, there's so many different pho places, and they're all named weird, like Pho 33. It's always numbers. It's Pho something, Pho 44, like whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all good. I feel like the best ones are the smaller places and if they have the chili. If they have the spicy chili on the table, I know it's going to be good for some reason. I don't know why I know it's going to be good, but I just know.
Do you remember the old West Valley Wise Guys?
Also, one second. What makes it better? If you go up and you have to order like fast food, you walk up to them to order your food, or to be seated and order your food like a restaurant?
Which one's better?
What do you think would be like is more classy or like would have a better outcome of food, like in pho? So I've gone to both, where you walk into the place and you have to walk right up to the counter, order your food, then sit down and they bring you your food, or you sit down and they come and ask you for your order. So I feel like when you go up to the counter, I feel like when you go to the counter, it's better.
One of my favorite pho places is called Pho Callie, but there's multiple locations, and the one I've had the best bowl of pho at. So we've been to Pho Callie, me and you. Not accidentally. Almost said accidentally. We kissed there for a joke.
That's the one. Okay, I remember that was the one we went.
And you go up and you order from a window, like not a fast food place, but kind of like a chain place.
Yeah.
You order from there, and then you go and sit down.
You go to the counter.
But Pho Callie has different locations, and one of the other locations, one where you sit down and a waitress comes up to you. And that's one I've had the best, not only the best pho, but also the best cup of fucking coffee.
Really?
I got a coffee there.
I don't think I'd want coffee and pho. That just sounds like a bad
I got
combo.
it because I'm a coffee fiend, so anytime any
Yeah,
place has
Landon's
coffee,
done that too, dude.
I'd
Coffee
definitely
and
order
pho.
coffee.
Fucking weirdo.
Vietnamese coffee,
Maybe because it's different.
ungodlike. Well, the thing is, they put sweetened condensed milk in it. So it's espresso with sweetened condensed milk in it, and it's fucking good.
Great. Because Landon's like a pretty hardcore like black coffee purist.
Yeah.
So I feel like hot black coffee with a fucking steaming hot bowl of pho. That doesn't sound refreshing. Doesn't sound great.
I went to the farmer's market today. And we walked around and looked at all the bullshit, and I got a couple of things from there. They're fine.
What'd you get? What were the couple of things? Don't hold out on me.
I got a bottle of hot sauce.
What kind of hot sauce? What do you
A Serrano green hot sauce, which is super fucking good. I taste tested. And then I got a ghost pepper barbecue sauce from a different place.
Ghost pepper barbecue?
Yeah, it was good too.
Hell yeah. Love me a hot barbecue sauce. Yeah, seriously.
They're both super good. I felt obligated because I was talking to the guys for so long that I felt obligated to buy something. But our plan was to go there to get lunch. So I didn't want to buy anything yet. So I told both of these places, like, when we circle back around, I'll buy something.
Is it farmer's market in Murray?
No, it was a farmer's market downtown at Pioneer Park.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
And we were walking around. And our goal was to get Cuban food. My girlfriend found a Cuban food truck from somewhere out of town that comes into town. Like, they're in Logan or Provo or something like that. And they come down for the farmer's market. And I am a fucking fiend for Cuban food. I've been looking for decent Cuban food in this state since I was fucking 10.
I don't think I've ever had, not that I can recall, any sort of Cuban anything.
Cuban is some of the best food in this fucking world.
I've tried Indian food once, and it was good. Not bad.
Cuban
some
food.
curry, but like curry. Some curry. You know, like, it was just like it was an Indian place that's in Jordan Landing. My cousin.
That's not good. Anyway.
Okay, because it's in Jordan Landing.
No, I know the place you're talking about.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Shut up, dude.
Next to the
kidding.
fucking barbecue place, and the used to be Sports Authority.
What's next to that? I'm just kidding. There's a
What is it
sushi
now?
place next.
Well,
to
now
the
there's a crumble there
There's a sushi place next to the
at the very end.
Yeah. That place is expensive. I guess it's a normal price.
I've been
actually.
there once.
It was actually good.
They built a Crumble there.
What's Crumble?
It's a cookie place that
That's
makes
so
really gourmet
dumb, dude.
cookies, and they'll deliver cookies to you. How weird is that?
That is really bizarre. Like, well, I'm fucking too fucking fat and lazy to go buy cookies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking make a order of cookies as if it's like pizza.
Welcome to the ADHD podcast. We're getting sidetracked as fuck again.
What was your story
I
before?
don't remember!
That wasn't important.
What were we talking about? Oh, Cuban food.
Have
I have some croquetas in the fridge.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
Croquetas are hand down probably my favorite food of all time. They're a Cuban breakfast food. They're basically this ham paste, which sounds gross. But it's so fucking good. It's this ham paste breaded and fried that is... If somebody gave me a plate of croquetas, if I murdered you, no hesitation.
Hey, kill Kyler, and in exchange you'll get croquetas.
A plate of croquetas. No hesitation.
See, I feel like I'm not allowed to say it with that accent on the T because I don't have any sort of...
Say it.
I'm not allowed to say it. It's almost like the N-word.
Just say it.
Croquetas. It just sounds weird. I'm white.
Croquetas.
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 It's like when you say verde. Is that verde?
Verde.
Verde. Like, I'm white. I'm going to fucking embrace my whiteness with verde and croquetas or whatever.
That's
verde.
Say it however you want.
Croquetas. Because I feel like...
Croquetas.
A white person trying to add a Mexican accent is so bizarre if you have no Hispanic or Spanish.
Yeah, well, just say crow.
I know how to say it. I'm just saying I shouldn't. It sounds weird.
Just fucking say it.
I know, croquetas.
The way I'm saying it.
Croquetas. You're saying with a T is like...
Croquetas.
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 Yeah, I know how to say it.
Well, then say it the way I'm saying it, because that's how you say it.
I know. There's a lot of, like, Mexico. I would never be
No, first of all, it's Cuban.
Still, there's that. I'm saying the accent. I'm not saying Mexico is because of that word. I'm saying there's an accent that you shouldn't. I don't know. I guess you're not Cuban either, but you know what I mean. Do you know what I'm saying right now?
I mean,
if I'm like, hey, can I? Dude, no, it's not, dude. If I was at a restaurant, I'm like, can I get the salsa verde? But I'm not saying it ironically. Can I get the salsa verde? And like, I'm white. Like that just sounds goofy to me.
I don't think so. As long as you're pulling it off, I think it's respectful to say it.
If you know how to, like Tom Segura can speak like fluent Spanish, and he's so white, and you're so white too. But you also have you're half Mexican.
Well, I'm a quarter Mexican and a quarter Spanish.
Oh my god, fucking nitpicky.
Well, if you're being specific, I'm
specific. What isn't your dad? Isn't your dad from Mexico?
No.
Oh, he's not.
His mom was from Mexico.
Where's your dad from? Is your dad from here?
My dad was born in America, and his mom was born in Mexico, and his dad was born from Spain.
Oh, okay.
So the same amount of Spanish.
I mean, yeah, it's the same amount of like language-wise, same, but different culture, different like blood.
It's why I slur my S's. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
Actually,
which is it's so crazy. I mean, that actually makes sense because the Spanish is like a lot of white too.
Exactly, Europeans.
That's why you're so
they're
white.
Olive skin, blue eyes, which is why I have blue eyes. I have my dad's eyes.
You have blue eyes, and you're white because of your mom, and your dad. He's half Mexican, half Spanish, which is why he's brown. Because of the Mexican side of
his
it.
His dad
right?
was also kind of brown though.
Yeah,
but he only because he tanned from being
here. You're whiter than me. I can say. Like, I tan like a sun. You tan too. But
right now you're whiter than me. If I tanned, I could be darker than you.
You mean you're whiter than me? You said
what did I say?
I'm whiter than you. All right,
man. What I said? Right. Just kidding. No.
All right, dude. Let's go on a fuck it. Let's tan. See if we can get tanner.
I can get.
I just don't think you go outside enough. Like I'm always like I work outside all the time. You know, like I'm going out like to like the diving board. I'm like I want to be like I'm an active person, man. You're just a lazy slob.
I have an office job,
but like you have an office job, so like, and I don't think I've ever seen you tan. I'm gonna be honest, like
I 100% will start tanning now.
Dude, what if
I will show you?
You should. Don't go. You can't go to a tanning bed though, dude. I want to see you laying out in your front yard.
Fuck off! Why can't I go to a tanning bed?
Cheater!
What's the difference?
Cheater!
What's the difference?
Coward! Cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, also I have a ton of tattoos. Exactly. You could never tell.
No,
but I mean,
no way we
could
compare.
See like, I mean, you could see in this arm that like that
Oh,
my dad, dude. My dad gets so fucking dark.
Ready for this?
You're gonna be as white as that shirt, dude.
Yeah. Well, we're very white.
Oh yeah,
My older siblings are tanner.
I'm from German descent, and I feel like they kind of can. Like any European descent can get like a little.
Well, I mean,
not any, because
there's just no
Scottish.
avoiding being in a desert temperature and getting.
But like.
Sun.
But there's like if you
whether you can tan or not.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'll just get burnt, peel, and connect your freckles like Brandon, like gingers. They don't think you can't tan, and for the longest time, I didn't think my friend Tyler could tan at all.
Yeah,
he's so pasty.
Oh, Tyler's very.
Dude, pasty. Tyler's such a pasty bitch, but he definitely.
We haven't taken these shots you poured forever.
I know, dude. I'm just waiting.
I forgot about it.
You know, like movies, like in the saloons, they like put it upside down. They take the shot and like.
Oh, that just makes a mess.
I know. That's why I don't do it, and I just did it to like example. But it definitely makes a mess.
We're being cool now.
But like, I should start doing that now.
Oh, vodka gives me like immediate heartburn. That's the first shot of vodka I've had all night. Immediate heartburn.
Well, I was actually gonna pour you a whiskey shot, but then I was pouring mine, and you kind of like gave the cup over. So I just poured vodka. I wanted to ask this question. Mm-hmm. What's the most... It's more self-centered to me, the question. But what's the gnarliest stunt you've seen me do, or like the most fucked up idea or thing? It doesn't have to be like what's the I want to say there's two. What's the most disturbing thing that you've seen me do?
I've seen in person?
Or any time, like in video, person, whatever. Like, what's the most disturbing thing you see me do, and like the coolest, craziest thing you've seen me do? And you might not think anything is cool, but
gnarliest things I've seen you do, is when you wrecked your nuts, just because the aftermath of that, and then seeing your nuts later in person when they were still swollen.
I forgot how many people I showed my nuts to.
Yeah, fucking gnarly. Everybody. You sent me a dick pic today.
Yeah, and I wanted to make it seem like I was trying to dude,
it was so fun.
It was like the double mirror. So like
I'll explain. So me and Kyler were waiting to hang out from this. He texted me, I'm watching Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm gonna finish that up and then I'm gonna shower and then we'll hang out. And so then I get a text like fucking an hour and a half later. Just I get a picture of him fresh out of the shower in his bathroom mirror, which is one of those bathroom mirrors that have the medicine cabinet behind it. So there's the two sides that pull away. Yeah. So it's like a three-way mirror almost. Mm-hmm. And so I get a picture of Kyler fully naked in the buff. And from the straightforward mirror, he has his nuts blocked out. But then from the side mirror's reflection, you can still see his dick. And I knew you did it on purpose.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be too... I was going to send it to you without it being uncensored. Or without being censored, but I thought that was too creepy. Just send my boy a half-chub picture. And I'll be honest, I did have a little half-chub, dude. Sometimes when you shower, I just like to, look at my hair, look at myself, just kind of, think and, sometimes play with my cock, see how it looks. Dude, I need to trim my bush, by the way, because it's easily to an inch, maybe longer, of growth on my bush. I could comb it over.
An inch isn't I think it's probably longer than an inch.
An inch of bush. That long.
That's probably an inch and a half, my dog.
Yeah, I was thinking
the one you're showing me right now.
An inch and a half.
He's showing me his fingers. That's an inch and a half.
That's an inch.
An inch isn't big.
That's an inch and a quarter.
An inch isn't as big as you think. An inch is this, my dog. No. That's an inch.
No, that's not.
That's an inch.
That's definitely not, dude. You're going like this too.
Jamie, get us a ruler.
Dude, this is you. That's an inch. Your fingers moving.
Okay, look. Probably that.
That's
an inch.
That's closer to an inch.
That's an inch.
That's closer to an inch. Well, that's probably about an inch, yeah.
It's an inch.
Dude, do you have a ruler anywhere?
In the house. I have a yardstick. Go get that yardstick!
You coward.
We have a yardstick in the garage.
How fucking lucky is that? We're arguing about inches.
I know where the yardstick is. This is my house!
Nobody has a yardstick in their garage, you
We're
freak.
Australian. We have a yardstick.
Hold on, let me look, dude. I want to see, how off I am.
versus this. I'll do it on my finger again. This is an inch to me. That's an inch.
Okay, well, this is an actual inch.
Come here.
We're close.
Come here.
That's
you fucked up! You moved it.
that's way less, though.
Okay, no, we're doing this. Measure yourself by an inch.
Dude. You're so off.
Okay, wait.
You're so off. You were measuring closer to a centimeter, I promise you. You just moved it.
No, I put it to the top.
Bigger.
I put it to the top.
All right, right there.
Because
that's how
an
much.
inch is always is roughly the top of your pinky.
That's a centimeter.
Knuckle.
That's
no.
a centimeter. Look,
that's not a centimeter.
Yes, it is, dude.
Fucking jackass! Look at that! Look at that!
No. I'm measuring... Okay, I guess we're measuring it wrong. No, listen. I'm measuring the gap in between the top and the bottom. That's why it's so big. I'm not measuring the top of my fingers or the middle of my fingers. Dude, you're going like this and saying that's an inch. I swear to God you are. You are.
This is an inch. That's an inch.
It's not.
That is an inch.
Now it's bigger. You're going like this, dude.
My fingers shake. I can't help that. Come here.
Dude, you were measuring a centimeter. I fucking promise you.
The distance I was measuring was
You're going like this.
First line on my pinky to the top of my pinky.
Well, yeah, that's an inch, but when you go like this, it's not.
My fingers shake. I can't help that.
That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, the pinky, the line and the tip, that's an inch. But when you do your fingers, it's when you go like this, it like
it's the gap. So you put.
You don't know what I'm saying, dude. Watch. Look at this.
I get what you're saying.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Because
this isn't interesting. Let's drop this.
No, that is about an inch. That is an inch. But when you go like this,
you're measuring. I get what you're saying.
You're measuring the tip,
and I need to measure the bottom of my thumb. Nobody's gonna understand this because
listen. No, this is a real conversation that we're having.
I understand.
Fuck these people. No. But so that when you measure it, you're like, yeah, that's an inch because you're measuring this. You're going like this with your fingers, Caden.
I get what you're saying.
And then
I'm putting the bottom of my thumb to the line instead of the top.
Yeah, because you're putting your finger, your thumbnail.
I do
you're
understand.
Putting your thumbnail there, and then you're putting the top of your finger there.
I understand.
But the gap in between isn't
as big as it should be. I understand what you're saying.
Not an inch. Is that what you're measuring though? The gap? Because
I understand.
It's definitely not.
I should put the top of my the bottom
or you just go
of
like
my
this
thumb
to me and be like, that's an inch, not because.
I understand what you're saying.
Not to be a dick.
I understand what you're saying.
I know you understand now, but I was gonna say when you go like that. The gap.
No, I get what you're saying.
Literally a centimeter.
It's not a centimeter. Go fuck yourself.
Look at that, dude. A centimeter is this line to that line.
This big.
That's a millimeter, you fucking idiot. A centimeter is this line to this.
I'm canceling this podcast.
Dude, look. A centimeter is this line to this line. These two. That and that.
Okay.
Right? Or is that not a centimeter? Or am I wrong?
I don't know.
That's a centimeter. That's why I was saying about that much is a centimeter, and your fingers were doing that. So I'm like, bro.
I get what you're saying this whole
Why
time.
do you keep saying that?
Because I get what you're saying.
Now you do.
For the last 5 minutes I've got what you're saying, but you keep saying I don't get it.
Not the past 5 minutes.
The past 3 minutes. For sure 3 minutes.
Okay, time's relevant, irrelevant.
Either way, ever since I've been saying I get it, I've gotten it. Because I'm measuring where my nail is
you literally
versus
just didn't know what a centimeter was, though.
Because I'm drunk as fuck and you're making me do this shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna fucking put this cigarette out on you fucking piece
of shit.
Do
it, coward.
I'm not gonna actually do it because I want to finish this.
Coward!
I know you'll let me.
I would like you to, actually.
I honestly don't remember why we were talking about inches.
Because we're talking about how big your dick is, dude.
It is like 4.5 of those.
That's like not that bad though.
Nobody complains, but nobody's excited.
Nobody. Your girlfriend doesn't complain.
Nobody.
Like it's just like everywhere. nobody complains.
Nobody that's
you're walking around naked all the time, and nobody.
Would you complain about? I don't want.
Nobody complains about my dick. I would say. Let me look. Let me see what the grasp looks like.
This is also like a wooden yardstick.
It's accurate though, isn't it?
To a point, but probably not exactly. Let me see.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Also, did you know it's like a huge difference if you measure from the top of your dick to the bottom of your dick? Like if you go from like the underneath side where your ball sack is, your dick will measure bigger.
Which is where
like by like an which is where you measure.
Which is as a man where you measure.
Because it'll actually give you, I swear, like a whole another inch or at least half inch advantage. Like you don't ever go from the top because that just seems underwhelming. I want to say at most my dick's 5 inches. Probably. Let me see that. Let me get the grasp. So like, let me from like all the way tucked down to the third.
From like all the way tucked.
I don't know, dude. I might be a 4.5 incher as well. I don't know. Should we fucking chub up and see where we measure on the podcast?
Oh my god, I remember.
Like I said, it gives you a half inch. So if I measure from the bottom, yeah, I'm definitely 5 inches, maybe just over. But if I measure from the top, I'm closer to 4.5, baby. And I'm not even that girthy. So I've got nothing to bring to the table.
I'm like,
I feel like we just have like average American cocks.
oh, we have average.
Like like you said about that.
Yeah,
About that.
Nobody sees that, which is fine. Nobody needs to know.
We're about that.
We're
big.
measuring together. You don't need to know.
Yep. We'll just say it's slightly below average.
You guys don't need to know. What our size?
And I feel like girls really don't give a shit. And like unless you've had like a huge black salami in your vag, you can't go back.
You can.
You can go back, but like, are you gonna enjoy it? You probably would.
You can. The vagina's very malleable.
You probably would enjoy it better.
It can get super stretched out, and it can immediately go back.
Right. No, I've had that mid-sex. Like we go to switch positions, and then all of a sudden it's fucking sphincter tight again. I'm like, bro, what?
Sphincter tight.
Yeah, like I can't put it back in, dude. I'm just like,
yeah.
like it just like you go from like
also,
missionary to doggy.
Even after birth, chicks can do certain exercises to make their vagina.
Kegel.
Yeah, exactly. A Kegel.
Flexing that.
Which we can do, Kegels.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
I don't. I hear it.
Dude, can you imagine if you could hear a Kegel? That's disturbing. You could probably hear a girl's Kegel, but like a dude, like, bro, you just hear.
I have a way of a flatter ass than I should for all the flexing I do at urinals trying not to fart.
Dude, I like farting while pissing, but I've shit in my pants. I've shit while pissing and farting though. Have you? Like
no,
only because I'm pissing and you're pushing. You know
I've definitely had a little bit of fucking something come out when I think I'm gonna fart, but it's not a fart. But never when I'm pissing.
No, because like you know how you said you fart when you piss, and I feel like I've had it definitely twice. And I'm pissing, and you're pushing out your piss kind of hard. And you're like, oh, I need to fart. I'm gonna push that fart out, make it nice and hot, like fat, you know. And all of a sudden it's like, it's not a fucking fart. And it wasn't even like the sharts, like I'm sick. It's just like I just pushed too hard, and it wasn't an actual fart that needed to come out. It was a little nugget. The first time it happened to me was I was taking a fucking drug test for a job that I'm pretty sure I didn't get. Or it might have been for NPS. Because I didn't have to pee at all. So I'm pushing to pee. Pushing hard to pee. And I'm pushing so hard that a little fucking dime-sized turd fucking comes out. But didn't pop out. It was like still in my ass. And then I drove home. Wasn't sure if I sharted or not. Drove all the way home and then realized I shit my pants. Second time it happened to me was at my house, and it went all the way down to my ankle.
Oh my god!
All the way down to my ankle. I was peeing. I like farted. It was like diarrhea. Like all the way down my leg. Good thing when I was peeing, I was naked for some reason because I was about to shower. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna go shower, guys, with all my friends in the bathroom next to my room.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I come out and there's green like baby shit
fucking
down my leg. It was disgusting. We actually have a picture of it. I think I have a picture of it on my phone. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty gnarly.
Should I try to find it?
Yeah. Dude, I feel like we've fucking gone off the fucking rails with this.
Well, that's the whole point, dude. Pour another shot. Whiskey? Come on, dude.
I am not going to be able to... I'm not going to be able to do anything after this. I was supposed to have sex with my girlfriend.
Really?
That's not going to happen.
That was going to happen hours ago because we were already drinking.
I would have been fine before we started this podcast. I'm going to
5 shots in?
5 shots in.
Are you pretty, like, good with drunk sex? Because I feel like I cannot operate.
To an extent.
I've had one time where...
If I were to put it to a level of 1 through 10, 10 being...
You're a full 10.
10 being blackout. I'm not a blackout level yet.
I think I'm... Sorry, but what I was going to say...
We'll say...
Okay, you go first.
We'll say... fuck. Well, hold up. I gotta rethink this whole thing. If 2 is tipsy, 4 is buzzed, 6 is drunk, 8 is shithouse, 10 is blackout.
Okay. That's a fair
I can decently fuck to like a 7. After 7, it's getting fucking
You're like
clumsy.
almost shithoused.
It's getting clumsy and it's getting like not it's getting clumsy and it's getting fucking like missing grabbing things and too drunk to like for the other person to enjoy it.
But have you ever gotten so drunk that you like
But
can't
it
get
takes
it up
to
or
an,
keep it up?
An 8 or 9 for that. An 8
I almost
or 9,
feel like once I get to a 10, like it's like
blackout, your dick doesn't work.
No. What I was gonna say is once I'm according to your scale, if I get to a 5, I'm fucked. I'm not gonna be able
That's
to fuck.
interesting.
Like I can't.
What do you want?
Because that whiskey's fine. Because I'm usually when I'm hanging out with girls, like a girl that I'm like liking, or anyway that I think I'm gonna get lucky with. I like to drink. Gives me more confidence to be more sociable and chill.
Up to like a certain extent.
Yeah, and then you're cool. And I usually will just go with beer because it's easier to go to the gas station right by my house or whatever, sip on some beers, feel good. But when I go to try to fuck, I have to pee, and I feel like the urge to have to pee blocks out your ability to even get a boner because it's a different thing.
Well, that'll even like affect my boner sober.
And I'll be mentally thinking, oh, I have to pee, but I'm trying to fuck, I can't. And then also you're just drunk, you get whiskey dick, it won't come up sometimes. But I feel like up to a 5 if I've been drinking. That's like starting to get drunk. But once I hit to like a 9 or a 10, blacked out, I've had it, or I would say about an 8. Shithouse to blackout. It actually works again, but I have opposite whiskey dick to where I can't come. And I'm like in and out of blackout, like humping and humping, or I'm like borderline blacked out, going hard, dude. Getting winded.
The Humpty Hump.
Getting fucking winded. And you're having to stop having sex not because of like not being able, you just can't come.
You can't come.
It's because you can't come and you're just
Did
winded.
you come the first time you had sex?
No, dude.
Neither. Yeah, I don't think that happened.
Only because I was nervous.
I think that's it for everybody.
Because and I think the reason why I literally can't use a condom, dude. I think the only type of condom I can use is bearskin because it's so thin. But like I can't use.
I can use a condom, but it definitely affects the amount of time or the amount of like thrusts I have to do in order to come. Yeah,
I just lose it, and I just like not as into it. My imagination isn't strong, dude. I think I like watch too much porn, dude. But
I'm reaching the point I'm not going to be able to have sex later, and I am obligated for sex later.
Well, you know how that goes tomorrow morning.
Oh God, she's gonna be so mad at me.
We'll just eat her out, dude. You're not good at eating out, or you just
I'm
don't want to eat her
amazing
out.
at. Can you fucking say that? Just kidding.
Were you about to backhand me? You're just fucking like
I'm getting close to the fucking. Let me tell you, I'm fairly good at eating out.
That's what they all say. No, I'm just kidding.
I get the job done. I know what the moves.
I've gotten the job done.
The moves. Anyone that says you flick your tongue really fast, go fuck yourself. That's not what oral's about. Suction. That's how you do oral. I'm gonna give you some tips, boy. Sorry,
I've heard opposite from what you're saying to me.
No, trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me. This is a good fucking tip. Suction.
Yeah, I feel like I do both. I do everything.
Well, what you do, so you get... This is going to get so gross so quick, and I apologize to anyone listening to this.
This is what they want to hear. This is the juice.
This is the juice.
This is the
This is how you...
The nitty-gritty.
This is how you get her juice out. Just kidding, that's gross.
Dude, have you ever eaten out a girl who's like really hairy? But I'm not talking about bush above the clit. I'm talking about bush around the whole vag and like next to the lips.
Not really, not bush.
Stubble's fine.
Stubble
I'm talking
where
about
it's a
hair
couple-
longer than like a millimeter.
Yeah.
Is this a millimeter?
Shit, I would fucking murder you. Anyway. No. This is like my key to eating out.
Let them hear it, dude. Let
It's
the fans
not
know.
the whole everyone does that whole fucking, they put their 2 fingers up and they just flick their tongue really fast. Go fuck yourself.
Who actually
with
does
fucking-
that?
Nobody.
Yeah,
What
if you actually go for like
get
a
your
vagina
whole mouth
eat out, you're like,
yeah. You get your whole mouth, you put in an O, you go over the clit, and then you suction it. So you do an O face and suck in so the clit is like tight inside your mouth, the whole pussy, and you suck on it. Yeah, exactly.
like you're sucking a teat.
Yeah, and you suck on it. And then sometimes you flick your little tongue on that after the suction's in there. But that's what you do. You just suction.
That makes sense because it's like sucking a dick. Can you imagine
exactly.
Could you imagine if
A
a girl
clit is a little dick.
Could you imagine if a girl was only flicking her tongue on your dick? You'd probably barely be able to feel it. But that's why you also want to use the finger, hit the G spot, and then go for.
I will say I'm decent at eating out, but eating out's only foreplay. I need to be fingering. If I'm gonna make somebody come, it needs to be both. You need to go in, get the G spot, then do your suction move.
Yeah,
that's
you can't just do only mouth and no fingering.
That's my move.
You have to
suction it.
Yeah.
And then you fucking suction it for a long time, finger the clit, and then right before you just fucking start flicking.
You know what's weird? Like post sex.
This is very gross.
No, post sex. I've had this happen. Well, it's not even like I had it happen. It's just like kind of a funny thing where like you're done, but she's sitting on top of you and you're just kind of chilling, but you're still inside. But it's kind of slowly shrinking because you just came. You know, you're starting to like retract.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden you can feel them like kegling or clenching like on your dick, and and then I had that like happen. It's like so weird. You can like this girl that it happened to, she was like laughing, like she'd do it and like see if like I could feel like get my reaction. Like, bro, like I can totally feel you like flexing that muscle on my dick, and then I would flex it, and like she could feel that, even though it was like going soft, and I could still like flex that muscle barely enough so you could feel it. Yeah, that's so weird.
I do that sometimes when we're not even doing anything, but I like have a boner. I'll just like, if she's holding it, I'll move it because you can do that, and she's like, "Fucking stop!"
It's so weird that you can do that, but you can only do it. You can only do it to where it's like up, like it just does this. But like, could you imagine if you like direction it? Like you go to the left and then to the right and then up and down. I wish like it's like a fully like that'd be so weird. Yeah, that's like with moving your toes, dude. You can't do this with your toes. You can just kind of like fucking clench them and flex them. Yeah. Well, let's take these shots. Fuck. Oh wait! I was gonna find that picture of me shitting after I pissed. Dude, I have some interesting pictures on my phone. Wait, we should go through and show random interesting pictures on our phone and see if that strikes conversation.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna. Okay. What is this meme? Oh no. Oh, dude. I keep forgetting that I have these celebrities' numbers on my phone.
Celebrities? Who?
I have Bam Margera's number.
Can I call him?
I still haven't saved them either. They're just screenshots, and I haven't written them down.
That's scary.
I have Steve-O's number. I have Yuka Dudson. I have the Yuka from the Dudesons number. I have Tony Hawk's number. If you care to peep that, it is
what. You have Tony Hawk's phone number?
In my
okay, so everyone listening,
it's 760.
Don't actually say it! No!
Remember too?
I muted the mic.
You're a coward.
Because
5717575. Just need to figure out the area code.
I'm gonna bleep that out.
Anyway. I have Fred Durst's number, the singer from fucking Limp Bizkit for some reason, and I also have I thought I had Lil Wayne's number in here. Oh, I do.
You have Lil Wayne's number? What?
Yeah, because you know how I got these? When Ben and Mark were hanging out with Bam, when Bam went to the UK, they got his phone because he let them have their phone. and they just had a heyday that day.
Oh my
dude.
God.
Screenshotted all these famous people's numbers, posted on Bam's account, acting as Bam, but like giving themselves shout-outs. They gave me a shout-out on Bam's Instagram story, and then Bam, and he found out obviously later, he wasn't that mad about that, but he ended up blocking me on his Instagram because of those messages through. Yeah. But he didn't block Ben, the kid who stole Bam's fucking phone. Why did he block me? The only reason he blocked me is because I asked for a shout-out. And Bam ended up that night, he ended up punching my friend Ben in the face and getting in a fight and swallowing his GoPro SD card. I swear to God. The SD card's only about this big.
But that's like an insane thing to do.
Like a micro SD. Yeah, well, because... So Ben was just documenting the whole experience. You know, you're hanging out with Bam the whole night. You're filming shit. You're drinking beers with Bams. So he was filming them at the bar. And Bam was like, hey, like, stop filming. He said this to Mark. Mark's filming. He's like, hey, can you stop filming? Like, we're just chilling. Ben doesn't get the memo, apparently. He's a little autistic. And Ben doesn't get the memo and is still filming with his GoPro conversation. And Bam says something to the degree of, obviously he wouldn't want me saying this, but fuck him. Like, I kind of have, like, I've lost a little respect for Bam. He's just gone off the wagon. He's just a little, he's kind of a degenerate.
Again, he's a normal human being.
He is.
Again,
I love him still.
Like,
he's my idol.
Him to a certain standard. He's a human being who's had a lot of issues in his life.
I don't hate him for what he says on this. I'm just a little bummed that he beat my friend up and swallowed his SD card.
Which is a shitty thing to do. But again, he's a human being.
Yeah, shit happens.
Yeah.
And the reason why he did that was Ben caught on camera of him saying that he fucked a judge in Westchester and that anytime he gets arrested, he can use that against her as, like, blackmail. To that degree,
which
it was like that.
And
fuck it, dude. And Ben,
no one listens.
Ben was recording that, not knowing Bam was about to say that. He was just recording the moment. He was recording. And then Bam looked over. Oh, you're filming. Fuck you. He flipped Ben off and then punched him in the face with his middle finger still out. That's like a flip off punch.
Which is the best. Which is funny. To do that. Yeah.
So they got in a little scuffle. Ended up somehow getting his GoPro and taking the card out and swallowed it. But before that, they're begging him, please, we'll delete the video, like because they had so much footage from earlier, from cool shit they filmed, like. And then
we'll delete that part.
Yeah,
just let us.
Bam's like, "What are you, TMZ?" Like, he just fucking like thought they were like out to like get Bam. They thought they were trying to exploit him. It's like, no, dude, we're just fans. Like,
yeah, which is a shitty thing. But
yeah, I don't know, dude. Bam is 39. Steve-O is 45, and Bam looks crazy. Like a fat old man. He looks
Steve-O
seriously
looks pretty good for his
and Steve-O looks great, but it's because he's been a sober vegan for like 10 years.
Yeah,
and Bam's been a fucking alcoholic drug addict for fucking that long.
Well, I hope I look.
We'll probably look shitty
then,
too if we keep
we're
this
fucking
up.
alcoholics.
I feel like,
let's take this shot and we'll end this podcast because we're at pretty much time.
Yeah, and I've been steady drinking since I was like 18.
Me since I was steady drinking.
Steady, like I've taken sips when I was younger, like middle school, like sips, like bottle caps.
How often do you say steady though?
Steady's like I've never gone more than 2 weeks or a month without drinking since I was 18. I can't remember a time where I was like, oh, I'm a month sober without getting drunk or drinking like a lot of alcohol. Like not necessarily getting drunk.
I'm pretty
every time.
drunk. I couldn't tell you when. There was a time when I was younger. For a couple of months, I was steady drinking, but then would stop for a while. But
when you're younger, it's different.
Either way.
Same with masturbating, dude.
We're both kind of alcoholic degenerates.
Been steady jerking it since I was in fifth grade, dude.
Me too.
That's why you have fucking issues. Hey, how can you be addicted to porn since you were fucking 11 and not have issues? It's fucked.
This is a weird way to end the podcast now that you changed it to jerking off, but we're still going to end it.
Wait, shut the fuck up. When did you start jerking it?
We're talking about this now?
Yeah, real quick.
That's a tough one. Like, do you want to hear when I first started jerking off, I was in maybe 5th grade, but...
I was in 5th?
Maybe 4th, but...
Trying to one-up me, it's okay?
No, but the thing is, when I started jerking off...
Were you a pillow humper?
No. It's worse.
Oh, wait, I think I know. You were the pillow.
Well, I'll say it.
No, you told the story on the podcast before. I don't know if it went through, but
who knows? I don't remember because we've lost a couple.
It's a good story.
When I started to jerk off, I thought the point of touching yourself was to get hard. so that all I would do was touch myself until I got hard, think, mission accomplished, and then stop. So for like a solid, at least 6 months, I was just giving myself blue balls.
Would you actually legit get blue balls, or just like hypothetically blue balls?
Can't even... No, I don't think I was even able to come at that point. I was so young.
No, you can't. But have you ever had legit blue balls? Have you?
I mean, like...
Legit blue balls.
Soreness from not coming, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's fucking
where
terrible.
you're like close to coming, but then... not close to coming, but like there's friction, action going on.
Yeah, you don't fuck it all. You're making it out. You're getting heavy petting.
There's some rubbing. There's some tugging.
It feels like you got hit in the dick by a sledgehammer and it won't go away.
That's not my experience in it.
Okay, not
at least that
aggressive. No. Okay, no. That was exaggerating. It feels like you get like
when somebody grabs your balls a little too aggressively and there's a little bit of like hurt.
Like?
For me,
dude, for me, when you get like a sack tap and it's like achy, but it's not like overwhelming.
I'll say achy, but I don't think it's like as aggressive as
dude,
a sack tap. It's not hurt, but it's an achy feeling.
Dude, I've had it where I'm like walking and walking hurts. Like the move.
I've never had it.
I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. I've had it where it's like.
Yeah, I've never had it to that point. My point is when I've been fooling around with somebody and there's been friction or touching of my penis.
And then they leave.
But no finishing for a significant period of time.
Dude, it'll almost be like the rest of the day when I've had it.
See, that's not the experience I've had.
It hasn't happened for years, since I was like younger.
Mine has like only been... I've been fooling around with a person, and if they start touching my junk... but not like a hand job,
but
or
not
whatever.
hand job. Just kind of like fucking...
over the pants rubbing for a while,
right?
So that I get some stimulation. I will get like a tightness and like an achiness in my balls
after they leave, usually, right? Like after you're done,
for like
after you're completely done.
Even after they've stopped touching it for like 10 minutes, maybe.
You only had a 10-minute blue ball sesh?
Yeah, no.
What the fuck? Dude, there's something wrong with me then. Because I've literally had
I don't know if there's something wrong with you or if there's just like...
There's a build-up.
Yeah, who knows?
I've had it where it's hours and I'm walking and like the motion of me walking and my nuts like moving like against each other fucking kills. And it's always been after something sexual. It's never been like random like that. And I've even tried like jerking off a blue ball away. Doesn't work. It's still there and you just jerked off. It's like it has to only be done through like another person sexually, I feel like.
Yeah, I've never gotten blue balls for myself. That's a joke saying that when I would pretend, like, not pretend to jerk off, but when I get hard.
Yeah, no, I know, I get it. You're giving yourself blue balls. I like that joke. I'm just... I've
never actually gotten blue balls.
It made me want to ask, have you ever, like, your blue ball experience? Yeah. But that's funny.
Back then, I would never get blue balls. I would just... Because what I used to do is before I had to go to bed, it was late night. Before I go to bed, I would touch myself until I got hard. And then be like,
time for bed.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Turn over on your side with your hard on.
I thought that was jerking off was. And I honestly, to God, don't remember the first time I came. I remember knowing what masturbating was and knowing what like an orgasm was. The first time I remember having an orgasm, I already knew what an orgasm was. Like, I have those memories of like jerking off till I got hard when I was like 4th or 5th grade. And then I remember a couple years later, like 6th grade, so like a year later, I remember having distinct memories of like knowing I was jerking off and knowing the outcome.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I jerked off to completion. It wasn't my first time, but it's the first time I remember I was watching Zach and Miri make a porno. Where there was like nude scenes in that. Yeah, there's nude scenes in it with like a legit porn star, and I was jerking off to that, but at that point I knew what I was doing. So that like gap in between just touching myself till I got hard to actually jacking off is a blur to me because I was so young. I don't remember it.
I think the reason why I knew what I was doing was because I had older friends who would tell me, this is masturbating, this is what you do, this is what happens, this is orgasm. So I knew before what, it wasn't like nobody told me. I'm experimenting. Could you imagine back in the day, you had no idea, out of nowhere, you somehow...
Yeah, I wish I knew the first time.
You winked your cock and all of a sudden something amazing thing happened.
There's always these stories of people like going to their parents and being like, something came out of my penis.
Wet dreams. I've never had a wet dream, dude. Ever.
I think I've
never.
But I think probably because we started jerking off so
too early, dude.
That we've always
just let it out.
Yeah.
So I think wet dreams.
It's got to be a build-up.
It was like building up, and then you had a sexual. Because I've had tons of sexual dreams. Definitely no.
I've definitely had a sexual dream that once I was like so fucking close to actually coming.
Right. It feels like you're.
I remember feeling like I was about to come, and then I woke up, and I woke up with a boner.
I kind of want to have a wet dream.
Me too.
Just to see how it is to specifically sleep come.
I've specifically not jerked off for multiple months trying to get a sex dream, and I would go to bed.
Multiple months?
Yeah, at least 2.
I think the most I went from like my beginning career as a jerker-offer. That sounds like you jerk people off. As a masturbator, I think I went like maybe a month without jerking. Since I was in 5th grade, dude.
There was a point.
I've jerked off like twice today.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fucking fiend.
There's been points in my life where I've gone a very significant amount of time without
which is probably so healthy for you.
There was a point actually before I got in a relationship with the person I am in with now, where before that, I had pretty much quit jerking off and quit watching porn. The only times I would jerk off was once a week, just because I knew my body needed it.
Did you feel?
But there's definitely
better?
been time periods. I wouldn't say so. No. People always say that.
Did it have any impact at all on you? Why did you decide to quit? If it had zero impact, then why did you just not want it? Did you feel like you were fucked up?
At the time I tried to quit was kind of like an addiction to porn. So I stopped watching porn.
You had an addiction, and you're like, okay.
I was worried about it, personally. And so I stopped, and I started just jerking off without porn, and it made me want to jerk off less. But I wouldn't say that there was any difference between my mentality before or after.
So it's almost just like
when I was jerking off daily to versus when I was jerking off, like I literally went 4 months without jerking off, and then would jerk off maybe once a week.
Dude, how big were your fucking
After
loads?
that, I definitely had a big load.
4 months, dude. You probably shot to the ceiling.
I did. Have you ever
I think you told me you literally shot to the ceiling, didn't you?
One time. I accidentally.
How? No way. You're laying on your bed and you shot to the ceiling.
No, I was sitting on my bathroom toilet.
Still.
No, bathroom toilet, a little raised up. And it wasn't ceiling, but it definitely, you've seen my downstairs bathroom.
It shot well above your head, let's just say, which is insane. I've never shot above my head.
And it got a little bit over on my face once. But...
No, I've had that, dude. Getting a hand job, I've had it go and it shot into my ear.
Jerking off once, I accidentally got on my face once.
See, when I jerk off, the squirts is like... It won't even go an inch or too high. You have to sometimes you have to pinch it or you have to flex.
Well, sometimes you have to put less pressure. So you go, and a lot of times when I'm about to come, I kind of slow down, but you can't do that. You have to keep going, but not with too much pressure.
Yeah, I've wondered,
do you jerk off with the lubricant?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. I'd say 9 times out of 10, lotion. Dude, I'm a lotion man. I have 3 bottles of lotion.
So when you're lotioning up, you're not putting pressure on your urethra. And if you're not putting pressure on your urethra and you let the orgasm come naturally, because there's a lot of times when I'm about to come and my hand tenses up because orgasm.
I need to try this because I like to squirt. It's kind of fun.
If you tense up, because I definitely tend to tense up when I'm achieving orgasm. My hand tenses up because everything kind of tenses up. My toes curl, the whole 9 yards. Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
And so that kind of limits your pew power, so sometimes if I've gone to the point where I'm ready to come and then I keep going after that, and the second of orgasm I take my hand off, I shoot further.
Okay,
because there's no pressure on your urethra. Also, I don't give a fuck about cum shot length. I don't care how far.
I don't care.
That's not impressive.
I feel like it feels better sometimes when you do shoot far. I literally think that.
Well, I think that's
the coming actually the feel of orgasm feels better.
Not masculine kind of thing on it. Yeah. Where it's
sometimes, but yeah, I don't know. It's sometimes
this has gotten fucking off the rails.
But I would say 9 times out of 10 when I've gotten a hand job, which has been a long time, but I had an ex-girlfriend who would not give me blowjobs. It was either sex or hand jobs.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it was just we'd opt out to a fucking quick handy back in high school lotion job, I'd like to call it, because it wasn't a dry hand job. Dude.
Because one thing, girls have no clue how to give a dry hand job.
I know. She went from being terrible to, like, better than me at masturbating myself. Yeah. I'm like, holy shit, dude. You know how to fucking do this. Great. She got good at hand jobs, which is sad and amazing.
Anytime anyone tries to give me a hand job without lubricant, no. You're not going to do it. Okay. You don't know how.
I have a small dick, and she would use 2 hands. And it was amazing. That's how she would do it, dude. She would give the old gurk, the one hand, top, get the underside.
What?
Like she was sculpting a bowl, bro. A fucking, like a clay sculptor.
Oh, dude. Why did you not marry that woman?
Because she was a cunt.
Fair enough.
And wouldn't blow me, basically. I was also 17 when we were dating.
Don't marry that bitch. But anyway,
dude, like I've never had like how do you learn? And also we were each other's firsts on everything.
You've told me about this woman, yes.
And well, you know who she is. I was assuming.
Exactly, yeah, I know. But exactly I'm just saying about this whole time.
How do you learn? Because she was also anti-porn. She said she never watched porn. She didn't even use tampons.
Well, it's just a level of communication in which you learn, which is everything with any relationship ever.
Told her how to give a good hand job or a phenomenal hand job.
Like, well, it's not even telling somebody how to, hands? But it's definitely like, hi, Nevada.
Hello. Bro. The conversation that just got
probably did not hear anything we said. Anyway,
dude.
I think the key, like as I was saying, the key is communication. No.
She could learn.
Fucking, you can ask her.
So creepy. It's so creepy. So creepy because never mind. I was gonna say she seems so younger than her twin sister.
I don't know about younger. She definitely is like
mentality wise. Like
she's less experienced.
And just like talking to her. And
thing with Georgia is that she was insanely Mormon.
Georgia was?
Like 6 months before I met her.
Really?
So 6 months before I met her, she was insanely innocent and insanely Mormon.
Sex deprived.
Yeah, exactly.
She's also super young too. She's like what, 16 now? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Not fucking say that.
I'm kidding. No,
FBI knocks on the fucking door.
She's 20 and you're 23.
She was 17 when I met her.
Yeah, no, but now you're 23, she's 20, which is fine. Yeah. That's normal. It just sucks the guys can't go to the bar together, but that's not weird at all.
No. But when I met her, she was sexually inexperienced. She, like, even to this point today, I have kissed more men than she has.
Well, how many men has she kissed? Like,
2.
2? You and her dad?
Yeah. My dad? I've never even met
her dad.
Oh.
Her stepdad, I mean. You get that?
That's a sensitive topic.
Yeah, no. That's why I said it.
Do you know the story behind him?
No, I don't know the story. I just know of daddy issues. That's why I said
serious daddy issues.
Well, let's go on that, dude.
But the daddy issues.
Let's take these shots and talk about daddy issues.
Not kissing. Definitely, he kissed a gun to his face.
He swallowed a bullet.
Exactly.
He went out Cobain style.
Yes.
Except his girlfriend didn't conspiracially kill him.
Yeah, it was her mother who married him, but then divorced him because he was in a cult where he had multiple wives and wanted to have multiple wives, but not Mormon.
He's a polygamist.
He wasn't Mormon. It was some weird cult. It was a legitimate, actual cult that's not really around anymore. That he was in.
Like a legit cult.
And wanted multiple wives, and she was not down for that. But then still had some form of relationship with her. And then he was into stock markets, and the stock market crashed.
That's why he killed himself? Because the stock market crashed?
But no, because the stock market crashed, he was losing all his money. Shot himself so that Georgia's mother and them would get his life, life insurance.
Oh, what?
And make a shit ton of money off the life insurance.
Does she?
Did until her mother, who's fucking bananas, spent all of it.
On? What'd she spend the money on?
Multiple cars. Because she kept crashing her cars.
Dude. What a cunt. What a fucking bitch, dude.
Her mother is legitimately insane.
And she was born and raised in Scotland, right?
No. Came over at 3 years old.
So born but not raised.
Yes. Born but not raised. Raised over here. They moved over here.
And he invested in the stock market.
Well, that's his job. He was a stockbroker. So his entire job, yes, his entire job relied on the stock market.
Can I have a cigarette, or are you running low?
No, fucking go for it.
Sometimes the jewel just doesn't grab your gooch.
Yeah. So, I don't even know. We might cut this part out because I don't like talking people's business. Georgia's very open about everything that's happened to her.
She's open about it. She wouldn't care if we talked about it.
But I'm not one to talk
about
somebody's business.
It's not your business, but like I'm actually genuinely interested. So even after I would want to hear it. So it's like, well, why not now?
Her mother.
Why not talk about it now?
Once her stepdad committed suicide, went off the rails, and she's always been a crazy lady, for the most part. When she came over here, she played pretty normal when she was dating the stepdad, my girlfriend's stepdad. Played it pretty normal. He died, and she went off the rails. Fucking drugs out the ass. Multiple DUIs.
So she had a stepdad, and then what happened?
They moved over here because the stepdad offered to pay for their tickets for them to move here so she could date George's mother. So she was his stepdad until she was 9 years old. Okay. So from 3, when she moved from Scotland, to 9 they lived at his house.
In America?
Basically her dad, in Utah. Yeah. In Utah. Basically was her dad, because she never knew her biological dad.
Right.
Then he killed himself when the stock market crashed.
Her stepdad did?
Yes.
Stepdad. What happened to her real dad?
Oh, she never knew her real dad.
This whole time I thought you were talking about her real dad.
No, her real dad still lives in Scotland.
Oh.
And has never had a part of their lives.
What a G, dude. I should go meet him. I'm just kidding.
No, he's a cunt.
No, obviously. He's a fucking bitch, dude. Like, fuck that guy.
I'm sure he's an
okay guy now, but at the time...
Her mother was pretty crazy.
Does she have younger parents or older? Because I feel like younger parents, would be more...
I don't actually know how old her mom is.
Don't you feel like younger parents would be more likely to be fucking bitches about their kids? Like, be like, oh, I still have so much ahead of my life. I need to fucking bounce. Right? They'd abandon their kids.
I mean, it depends.
You're right.
I think her mother's definitely younger than mine. I guess my dad didn't bounce. He was forced.
He went to jail, bounce. And then he was like, I went to jail, fuck these guys. Well, no, he went to jail because he was a cunt.
Oh, he was definitely a cunt.
Yeah, but he didn't choose the bounce. He would have
drug dealing.
He would have been a wife beater if he didn't go to jail.
Yes,
and then
he was a child abuser, a wife abuser, drug dealing piece of shit. My mom doesn't have proof, but she's pretty positive he was dealing meth out of our garage when we were kids.
Yeah, dude. So
and then got arrested, went to jail, and then my mom took that advantage of it being away to leave. So moved to Utah with my aunt.
Were you born in California?
I was born in New Mexico.
New Mexico, okay.
That's where we grew up.
Right. And I remember hearing that you were from a different state.
Yes.
We've had this conversation before, and then you moved to fucking East. You were in fucking Virginia or Pennsylvania or some shit. Sorry, we don't need to go on that.
No, we'll go on that. We'll go on that. I don't think we have.
I know we have, but I don't know if it was in a podcast. It was one of the first podcasts.
We'll go on it again because why not?
Who knows?
I was born in Farmington, New Mexico. And my mother...
does not sound like a New Mexico city at all.
It is
Farmington.
Farmington.
Right.
Farmington, New Mexico is on the border of Colorado and New Mexico. Like people... Do you remember Mr. Kruger?
Yeah, dude. The ceramics dude.
Ceramics teacher.
He broke up a fight. Sorry to cut you off. He broke up a fight between me and this kid.
Well, that's good.
You heard about that fight I had with that, he was like kind of like a male cheerleader, but he acted like all thuggy and like badass because he could do back handsprings. No. Dude, he was just, that's a good story. Remember your origin story. But this is...
I'm going to forget it.
This is remember we were talking about it. I'm going to forget my origin story. This kid that I had no idea who he was. This is how this went down. One day I'm grabbing lunch and I'm coming back. I'm going to sit down and he's in line for lunch. And he says to me, "Are you a hippie?"
Hello,
this fucking, he's, just keep in mind, he's this really white kid with red hair, shorter than me and wearing a Letterman's jacket. So I thought he was a jock. He says, I walked past him, he's like, yo, are you a hippie? Because I had long hair, a little longer than this. I'm like, fuck no, because being called a hippie is kind of a fucking insult to me, at least, because I was a heavy metal kid. So, are you a hippie? I'm like, fuck no, like, what are you, some fucking faggot jock? He's like, no, dude, I'm a fucking, I'm a...
Faggot cheerleader.
I'm a cheerleader. But he was like, you'd think, oh, a male cheerleader, they're gotta be, like, feminine, but he wasn't. He's like, no, I'm this and that, like, I'm on cheer or whatever, like, but he's wearing a Letterman's jacket. I'm like, oh, well, fuck. And then he was like, I'm looking at him with my lunch in my hand with the tray. I'm like, I told him, I was like, dude, I want to punch you so bad right now. And I just walked away. About a couple weeks later, my girlfriend broke up with me. I see him walking in the hallway. I'm by myself. He's with his friend, and he looks at me across the hallway, and he goes, oh, that's all he did. He reached his arms out, looked at me, and said, ooh, like he was trying to egg me on. Or like,
what was his name?
I didn't even know his name. I don't even remember his name. Like, I didn't have any class with him.
I can't remember.
He was like he was a grade younger than I was, I found out. Oh. And he was just egging me on. Being
what grade is this?
I was my senior year.
Okay. I have no clue.
And...
was his name Caden? I'm pretty sure there was a gay kid on the cheer team named Caden.
He wasn't. I don't think he was.
Brown
gay.
hair?
No, he was a ginger. I said.
I'm drunk.
He was and I heard he used to be like addicted to meth.
What?
He used to be like a meth kid.
I don't know.
He used to be like a meth kid, and
the only ginger kid from our school was that Spanish.
And he also knew karate because this is where the story goes.
What? Okay,
this is where the story goes. So he goes, oh, and I go up to him like, what the fuck's your problem, dude? And I fucking. I can't even remember the exchange of words. I think I got in his face and he's saying some shit to me. I just lost it. I gave him 3 punches to the jaw, dude. Right, left, right. Boom, boom, boom. And he's like, I know. And then after I punched him in the face, he literally says this to me, and I wouldn't normally approve of this. I know karate, nigga. I'll kick your ass.
What?
He said, I know karate, nigga.
God.
I'll kick your ass. And I'm like, I don't know why I said this, but the first thing I said was, I'm not fucking black. And I punched him 3 more times, right, left, right. Punched him in the face and then pushed him up against the fucking brick wall in the hallway.
Yeah.
And I left it because I saw he started bleeding out of his mouth. I cut his lip open. And then Kruger, that's how I got on the story. Mr. Kruger came out. I was like, whoa, broke it up. I had blood all over my fucking right knuckles.
What?
And I fucked this kid up, and I didn't even I could have taken it to the ground. I could have beat him senseless. And his excuse to not fight back was, oh, I'm on probation, and it's against my karate code. Like it's against.
Oh my God.
Bullshit. Dude,
the
the whole reason why you're in karate is because self-defense. You should have kicked my ass if you knew.
You should have defended yourself.
Fuck you, dude. And then why were you even talking to me and egging me on and saying shit if you didn't even know who I was, dude? What is your deal? But I was glad I fucking beat his ass. He didn't fucking press charges. He had to get stitches on the inside of his lips. Yeah. And obviously that just goes to show I have a fucking temper.
He definitely has a temper. But anyway, I was bringing up Mr. Kruger because I grew up in Farmington, New Mexico, a very small town on the Colorado-New Mexico border. And I remember specifically Mr. Kruger. I did a project in his class where we made little. They almost look like tombstones. So they're a flat slab of clay, and then a vertical slab of clay above that almost looked like a tombstone, basically, that you put your own design in. And I did the Zia symbol, which is what's on the New Mexico flag. It's the 3 lines up. So it's a circle in the middle, 3 lines on the top, 3 lines at the bottom, 3 lines on both of the sides. It's on the New Mexico flag. It's called the Zia symbol. And I did that on one of these little tombstone projects.
It's almost like a sun, right?
Exactly. Which is what I think it is. But they call it the Zia symbol. So it's oh, are you New Mexican? And I was like, yeah, I was born in Farmington. And Kruger was like, oh, I used to go to Farmington all the time. Because Farmington was the only town anywhere near the area, even in Colorado, that had a Walmart.
Walmart, you mean?
A Walmart.
I'm just kidding, I don't know.
I don't even get that joke at all.
Walmart. I don't know. I just think it's my friend says it, and I think it's he says it ironically.
Okay.
I think he says it because it's a joke thing? As like a Mexican with like a heavy accent. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to Walmart. I don't. Walmart? That sounds like Indian.
Go to Walmart. Anyway, Mr. Kruger lived in a town in Colorado where the closest Walmart was over the border to New Mexico to Farmington.
That's so weird. You have to cross the border to go to a Walmart.
Well, that's how close we were to the border and how close he was to the border.
With walking distance?
Not walking, definitely like within an hour drive of each other.
You had to drive an hour to Walmart?
Yeah.
You had to drive an hour to
These
go
are very small towns, my dog. There's definitely towns that...
So you had to drive...
The reservation had to drive over an hour to get to Walmart.
To get any... Okay, so Walmart was your only source of like anything?
We were the only Walmart
supplies?
with it. At least at the time, back in like the 90s, that was the only Walmart within a very long distance.
So like if you wanted like toilet paper, beer... or
there's definitely shops within your specific town.
But if you wanted more than that...
If you wanted to go to a Walmart...
But you could live off of not having to drive an hour to go to Walmart.
But the reservations don't have those things. So they used to, I don't remember, but there's definitely stories, and then when I visited back, I've definitely seen this. The res all take a trip once a week, Saturdays. If you live in Farmington, you don't go to fucking Walmart on Saturdays. You just don't.
Is it sketchy?
It's not sketchy, but the
lines.
entire res.
The lines are probably
crazy.
So
what happens is the entire res goes to Walmart. Hundreds and hundreds of Native Americans that live on the res all go to Walmart. They set up all these crazy things in the parking lot, and they have a huge, just fucking tailgating party. In the parking lot of the Walmart.
You have a tailgate party to go like
they barbecue. They make fucking
that's
Indian
so funny,
food.
Dude.
They fucking hang out. They
Indian
all get
as a
shit housed. Yes,
Native American food.
Native American food. They all hang out in the Walmart parking lot, just hanging out. Fuck you, in the parking lot, and they just hang out literally all day from
so
early
silly.
in the morning. Until night.
Well, you already know they're getting wasted, which is like such a stupid like stereotype.
No, Native American people.
It's a real stereotype.
It's not a stereotype because it's real. They have a lower alcohol tolerance.
Really?
There's no doubts about it. My mother has seen Native American people dead in the street from alcohol poisoning.
That was Save On, dude.
Yeah.
He didn't die, but like we had
this discussion on the
we had a party with him and. That's a few times where
they just have a lower alcohol tolerance for whatever reason.
Anytime I've drank with him, he got blacked out, was falling down the stairs, shit-housed, like retardedly wasted, which I've done plenty of times.
Native Americans just naturally have a lower alcohol tolerance. Whatever reason they do, they just do. So you don't go to Walmart on Saturdays in Farmington. You just don't. Because they have huge fucking crazy tailgating parties. It gets super sketchy.
That sounds kind of fun, though.
And they go, no.
Are they not welcome to the whiteys? Like, you're white, you're like, fuck you?
No, they're not welcome to anyone.
Kill all the white men and
they're
any other men.
Fuck everybody.
Fuck every ethnicity except
natives from the res around that area are very sketchy people.
Dude, I don't mean that
because it's definitely a very shitty situation they've been put in by the U.S. government. But they also just hate outsiders a lot. It definitely was an issue. But anyway.
Well, have you ever seen...
I don't know why we got on this.
This is going to sound fucked up, sorry, but have you ever seen, like, a native businessman? Like a Native American, like, in a regular, like... Oh, even a normal, like, in a blue-collar job or a white-collar, like, at a call center. Not trying to be a dick.
I guess...
But, like, because they're living off, like, government handouts.
Yeah, I have one that works at my work. And
there's definitely... Full Native American, not just, like... Okay. Yeah. Like, Save On, I guess Save On's native. His name's... I want to say it was like Black Bear or like Whiskers.
The thing is it's a shitty situation we've put them in, so it's hard
for them to get to move up. And
I get there's white privilege, and then black people always complain about that, but
Native.
And this might be a controversial thing to say. Black people have it so much fucking better than Native Americans.
And that's
Native
never
Americans
talked about.
Have such a shitty foothold in America. It's so fucked.
And they're the real Americans.
Yeah. Name
When you say Native American,
you're
literally saying the real Americans. When you say
Yes.
Native Americans, the OG Americans.
I work at a relatively
We're Europeans.
decent-sized mortgage company. Pretty fucking big. I know one Native American. And she's not even that Native American. She's pretty fucking white by, like personality standards.
Right.
Who?
Some chick that works in the corrections department. I can't remember her name right now, but she's fucking...
Probably shouldn't drop names anyway.
I actually don't know if she might have gotten fired. Now I haven't seen her in months.
She's probably drunk at the job. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd be surprised.
I'm kidding.
The thing is, Native Americans have such a natural, especially in our states, in southwestern states. There's a lot of Native Americans around Utah and New Mexico and Arizona and Colorado.
Yeah,
even.
dude, that's like that. Dude, Utah and that's like the
Nevada.
hub.
There's
the
a
hub.
huge amount
Especially
of Native
Utah.
Americans.
There's
here.
literally
Yeah.
like...
thinks they're Mexicans.
Well, yeah, but the thing is,
What did you say? Natives are Mexicans?
Everyone thinks they're Mexicans.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
Like, how do you even know if someone's Native American?
I feel like sometimes you can tell they have
straight long
fuller
hair.
cheeks. They have like rounder faces, fuller cheeks.
usually, yeah.
But the thing is, they have 100% a way harder time finding any job than any black person I ever met. At my work,
How the fuck do you know?
just based off looking, I have worked with so many black people, and I have known many Native Americans who have struggled to keep jobs, have jobs, or even get jobs.
Yes.
Within the state of Utah.
Yeah, Savon had a hard time.
Savon, even that Daniel kid.
Yeah.
He's white as fuck.
Yeah, he's super white.
But had a way hard time keeping a job in
Savon's
Utah.
more native than white, and Daniel is more white than native.
Well, he's not even any white. He was half Mexican, half native.
Oh, okay.
But he was a very white-looking
Savon
kid.
was completely native. And
Ashton, another one.
I think
Ashton's never been able to hold down a job for very long.
you got me thinking. You're like, oh, like how can you tell the difference between natives and Mexicans?
You can definitely tell.
You can tell, but like now I'm
My
thinking about it, it's
dad
like
looks super native.
they're brown,
actually.
have black hair,
straight
black, like straight black hair.
There's no curl in a Native American's hair for whatever reason.
Yeah, like
I have wavy hair a little bit.
yeah, dude. When my hair gets wet, super Jewish curls on like the back right here.
Yeah, I get curls. Native Americans, straight black hair, brown skin. Like, you can point out Native Americans. Native Americans have a super hard time. Native Americans going into colleges, the number's minuscule.
That's weird though, because I've never heard of any like racial
It's the res, dude.
bigotry or like bigotry.
It's not even so much as like Native Americans struggling to get jobs. It's Native Americans struggling to get out of the res. The res is an insanely oppressive place.
Yeah,
They're schooling
it's
in the res.
What do they live in, like trailers or like small cabin-sized houses?
There's definitely houses.
Are they
in the res,
but they're not like
in communities.
Like your house or no?
No,
like tiny, like in the middle of the desert, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not even like yards or
it's
like
almost, which is a shitty thing to say.
Fuck it.
But it's like their own community oppressing themselves because the res is fully run off of Native American control. The police, they have their own specific
like
police.
there's no law, like
no.
But what were you gonna say, Georgia?
Like, can you even name like a Native American last name? Like, I went to elementary school with this chick. Her last name was Artinez. She was
I know a Native American last name. Well, my friend Savon Benally, but his like he had a legit Native American name. It was like he used to say it was Black Bear, but also he'd say Whiskers.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was Savon. His middle name literally was Whiskers, like Savon Whiskers, and I think his Native American name was Black Bear.
Yeah, the thing that's hard with Native Americans is that they didn't have last names. So that there isn't such thing as with Mexicans, there's Sanchez, there's this. Native Americans didn't believe in last names. There was no such thing.
So you have your own.
You got your first name, and then you earned your second name.
Right.
to where you finished your things. They had certain accomplishments in which to become a man.
Well, and they probably don't have
and then
like
when you became a
birth
man,
certificates and social security cards, and those are the
especially
essentials.
at the time.
That's what you need to like get a job, which sucks. That's what like homeless people.
Yeah, like 100 years ago, that wasn't a thing for them.
Hypothetically,
even now, it's like it's a weird middle ground area where these people live on reservations, which aren't technically controlled by American law.
Yeah, I know
they
nothing
also
about
have
it.
to
Like, I don't
have
know.
social security numbers. It's weird, man. It's definitely a fucked up, shady part of history nobody likes talking about.
Right? That's not taught in any history books at all.
It's
how
shady as
fucked up it was.
fuck. And then even just going back to my hometown, you see them, and it's a fucked up situation. I think I've... Sorry, no, go.
I was just gonna say they're treated so differently in foster care. Like all the paperwork you fill
Yeah,
out.
my friend Savon was in foster care. That's how I knew that my friend was, he was in foster. He was in foster care as well.
When I was in foster care, we had to like fill out so much shit saying we're not Native American because they get
So
more money.
many.
They get like their foster parents can't take them to get haircuts because they're very sacred. Like there's so much shit that's.
It's
like,
a lot of
Oh, you
fucking
can't
shit.
you can't show them pictures of owls. Like owls are like
Sacred.
no, owls are like bad juju, dude. I would like it's so fucked up, but I'd fuck around with Savon and like Google like a picture of an owl and be like, yo, Savon. Flash my phone and be like a picture. He's like, dude, stop, dude, fuck. He'd like legitimately get upset if I showed him
all these fucking
these,
things.
like,
and I don't mean to dog on this by any means,
No.
because this definitely is an important movement. But when all of America, especially a couple of years ago, was out crying for Black Lives Matter, fuck Black Lives Matter. Native Americans were in this country before us, and they are treated way shittier than black people have been in the last 50 fucking years. Where you treated Native Americans like dog shit. Their schooling, minimal. So fucking low on, and I don't, no pun intended, the totem pole of U.S. education.
it's fucked up.
Their like education within the dog shit. Their healthcare within the dog shit. Our treatment by Americans to the original Americans is criminal.
Yeah. And I just want to say, when you say way worse, I would just say worse. Because when you say way worse, it's like you then think about all the things that we did to like African Americans was fucking horrifying. And
Yes.
terrible. God awful. Like public lynchings. But like also we did commit a genocide on
Of
the
an
original
entire nation,
Yeah.
yeah.
And genocide, rape, fucking murder, like all these horrible things that I know happened, like that aren't taught.
Yeah.
Like at least Black history is taught, but like
I think it's
Native
definitely
history,
a controversial thing to say. But
I wouldn't
we
say
have
way worse.
No, I will say we have treated Native Americans worse in this country than we've treated black people.
Yeah.
Because of the oppression systematically.
Nobody even talks about them at all.
Yeah.
Like they're not
because
even
people
real.
always talk about white privilege and how it systematically oppresses black people. Even today, which it does. And it does. There's no arguing that black people have a harder time in the American society system than white people do. But Native Americans have it so much fucking worse than black people right now. Even still to this day,
are there
have it worse.
natives like on like all the way onto the east, like in New York and like that? Like,
Not as much
is it
as
just-
over here.
Is mostly in like the west southwest.
It's a
area.
lot of, because one, and this is the thing we don't talk about, we push them over here.
Okay, yeah, because I remember
Where
like
we have
yeah,
Native
because
American groups
they're from
who originated
they're from the east.
in the original colonies.
And that's
To the
where we
point where
landed.
even New York, our original 13 colonies, New York, Connecticut, all of that shit, we pushed them from there over and then kept pushing them over. And then Manifest Destiny happened, and then the
remember learning about that in
Louisiana
school.
Purchase happened, and then we pushed them even further to the point where it's almost where, again, like you just thought, we associate them with the Southwest. Mm-hmm. And there definitely was, like the people from the Southwest who lived in those rocks and Moab and whatever.
You think
but again,
only
we
desert, but
fucking
they're also
push
part of the
them to that.
that you see like video or like movies and like portrays of like Indians or Native Americans, in like forested areas. You don't really get you do get much of that here, but like
Because they
where
haven't
they're
been there
They're depicted more
since
deserty.
the since before the 1800s.
And I was going to say, Utah, the whole name comes from a fucking Native American colony or
the Utes.
The Paiutes, dude. The Utes, Paiutes, the Utes. And like the University of Utah logo is literally a feather hanging from the letter U, a feather of like Native American.
Yeah, literally imagine an entire culture of people which expanded one of the largest continents in the world at a time, being pushed and segregated and murdered and killed through diseases and war and colonization of a country into tiny, tiny areas of gated communities, basically concentration camps that we forced them into as a fucking country, gave them shit deals saying that we would let them have their own personal land.
Here's your own personal land in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That we squeeze into smaller and smaller and smaller locations until they have tiny little clips of land that we call reservations, despite the fact that they are concentration camps that we have forced as American people. Like, I don't want to diminish what we've done to black people in this country, but what we have done to Native Americans is apprehensible.
Right, and I completely agree. What I was going to say
is... And we never talk about it.
Because, like, the reason, like I said, how we came in, like, disease and famine took over, that was a huge thing. And also our technology from European countries, we had better weapons, obviously. Like, that's the only reason why more people... We were probably outnumbering plus the weapons and like, you know, armor and stuff. And they were like, you know, minimalist, you know, just chill people. But I was going to say we're segregating them, but we're putting them in like little plots of land. But it's like, have they tried to like, that sounds so fucked up, but like be a part of the like the new age part. Americans and live amongst the suburban communities and cities and move out of those gated reservations and say fuck those reservations, but because they want to stay part of their heritage. But that's kind of the reason why they kind of quote unquote lost the land, or you know, they got kicked out because like they were behind in technology and life. And they keep choosing to stay behind. I feel like
definitely like
I don't know if they do. It's my opinion.
I will definitely.
Do you know where I'm coming from though?
Yes. Like it is the antithesis of my own argument I just had.
No, I mean,
to where like they've been so fucking diminished as a culture. The other fact is. A lot of them can't do unwilling for a long time.
So they're choosing to kind of just stay back. And
it's definitely for a long time was kind of a choice to maintain their own heritage,
which is awesome.
Instead of
good
growing,
for you. But you should try to grow and keep your heritage and grow.
The thing is, all of the things I'm saying where we have oppressed them and stuff, vice versa to them being unwilling. And to a point which is completely justified, but they have such an anger towards how they've been treating us that
they don't even want to try to like live with us.
Which is
like,
tough.
Fuck you.
Which is hard to argue that like you should fucking join up, but we force them into the situation they're in. But the hard thing to, and I think it's part of the reason it's never been brought up so much, is that they're so willing to be in this shitty situation to where none of, like, I'm not going to say none of them, but a huge majority of the population of Native Americans are like drunks and drug addicts, and like they haven't tried to adjust to what we consider social norms.
Right. No, that's funny.
Which is hard because like at what point do you say like, yeah, your culture is outdated, but like also they seem their culture is justified. That's their culture.
Yeah, like why?
It's definitely a difficult situation. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not so black and white.
It's almost like the saying that you can't beat them, join them. Like it was just so fucked up to say. Like, just say it to a Native American fucking family. You can't beat them, join them. Like fuck your culture.
This started by the fact that I was going to tell you about how I grew up.
Yeah, but we're in it now, and I want to say this one
in it now.
I want to say this one last comment about this. If you want to go back to your story, but
sure.
I was at a Testament concert, and Testament, the singer is Native American. I'm not sure if the rest of the band is, but like with a huge Native American following. Heavy metal band, thrash band, I would say. And I went to go see them, and I'm on like I used to like to go to the railing when I would go to shows. I like to be in the very front, headbang, be really close. And there's this drunk fucking Native American behind me. And I'm with my Native American friend. What is his name?
Savon.
No, not Savon. I have two Native Americans.
I don't remember his name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
How did I... Oh, I feel like such a cunt for forgetting his name. Dude, he was such a good friend of mine, dude. I feel like because I'm drunk, I can't remember. But anyway...
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I used to go to thrash metal shows with him all the time.
Yeah.
Natives love thrash metal, and I love seeing them in the pit. We go crazy. It's so much fun. And I'm in the fucking pit with it, or I'm in the railing with him, and this drunk Native American keeps trying to like pull me back from it and like pull me away, and he like grabbed me by like my vest armpit area and like pulled me back, and I finally turned around and like said like fuck you, fuck off, and he like got all like sorry and like was like kissing my hand, dude, and was like, oh, I'm so like praying, like bowing to me. And or it was weird, like it sounded almost like Asian, like he's like, oh, like. Yeah. But this is where I was going with this story is I was telling my dad that story, and right when I mentioned this drunk Native American, he's like, drunk Native American, really? Like as a joke, like he was drunk, and like the fact like I was like this drunk Native American, I'm like, wait, I don't get the joke. He's like, oh, because they're always drunk. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's like the stereotype that they're known for is like they're just always fucking wasted. And so when I was like, this drunk Native, you almost had to just say this Native American, and it's the same thing. That's in my dad's eyes. In other people, it's like...
Well, because it
was just like...
rampant in their community.
I just thought that was funny. It's like this drunk Native, and he's like, no, you're shitting me. like, of course
I think I've said this on the podcast before, but people have their road trip games to where, like, if you played the license plate game.
Yeah.
You're driving long distances and you look for any out-of-state license plates. Like if you're driving to Utah to, let's say, even fucking Washington or whatever.
I was going to say Vegas, but yeah.
Vegas, even closer. It doesn't fucking matter. You're looking like, if you see a Illinois license plate, you're like, oh, bang, point. When I would drive from Utah back to New Mexico to my hometown, we used to play a driving game that was, who spots the Native American first? Who spots the guy on the side of the road who's so fucked up drunk trying to get back to the res from the casinos? That's what they used to do. They used to go to the casinos, lose all of their money, and then walk back to the res.
That's so weird that casinos and natives is like affiliated. Why?
Because we let them. Because they're allowed to do that even before gambling was illegal.
What does let me in? I want to hear this. Do you know more about the natives and casino affiliation?
Well, because
I don't know why.
Within reservations, casinos were legal, no matter what. So back in the day, when in New Mexico and in Utah even, and in Nevada before Vegas was made, Native Americans, because in reservations don't have to follow federal law, were allowed to gamble. So most casinos, even to this point today, other than Vegas, because a lot of the Vegas was mob from the East Coast,
they're run by natives.
Or run by natives.
And it's legal because it's run by natives.
Exactly.
But it's illegal. So this hypothetical or whatever. So it's say it would be illegal in Utah, but if a Native American was running this casino
in a reservation,
specifically, it'd be legal for anybody to go to this casino in an illegal state of gambling. But you go to this casino. Okay, that's interesting. I never knew that.
In New Mexico and surrounding states, they have certain reservations have casinos built within them. So there's multiple reservations throughout states.
Which is crazy. Like, casinos are usually nice and fancy or, like, well-built.
And they're not bad because they make a lot of money. So
how do you get the money to build that casino and then you have, like, a shit community?
From taking it from your own people. by other Native Americans within your community.
So
it's really fucked up.
So everybody like they'll give their money or take their money to build this casino.
Well, we'll take their money and lose it. They started.
You'd think the casino would make them money.
Well, no, because they're trying to make money, so they're robbing people. But so back in the day, on certain reservations, they started casinos. And they started really small.
They were like little.
Exactly.
And then
they built
more
up
and more money
to the point where, like, in Utah, we have Native American casinos.
Really?
Yeah.
How fucking weird would it be to go to one? How, like...
A lot of them you can't get into.
Because you're white?
They're very specific, yeah.
That'd be so bizarre. And, like...
But in Nevada...
If you're not from Utah...
What is it? Mesquite?
Utah... Yeah,
Mesquite's owned by Native Americans.
That sounds pretty native. But I was going to say, if you're not from Utah, and if you don't know, Utah's so, like, against gambling. You can't buy lottery tickets anywhere. Yes. And so people drive to, like, Idaho, which is so weird that you can drive to Idaho to get a lottery ticket. Like,
which is,
in Idaho,
to this point, exactly. This is exactly what I'm saying. You drive to Idaho to get a lottery ticket. These people from different reses that don't have
There's got to be natives casinos. In Idaho, right?
Yes, there are. But for different Native Americans, especially in New Mexico, there's reses that don't have casinos. And so they go to the Native American casinos to bet their money and to drink for free, basically. So what they do is they just drink a shit ton because they get free drinks to the casino.
Because they're native.
They lose all their fucking money that they get from the state because we pay Native Americans because we fucking ruined their culture. Mm-hmm. And so they basically have no way to get back home. So they'll walk back to their original res, back to their homes.
Can't they Uber? No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe now they have.
Maybe they Uber now. I'm kidding. But like back like 5 years ago.
I was a kid and I would go back home.
How much battery do we have on this bad boy? Have enough? I just don't want the shit to like...
I'm seeing the little icon and we have 38 and it dies around 12, so...
Okay, yeah. I just don't want to...
Okay. Yeah, we should be wrapping this up pretty soon, but... so Native American... We used to play a game when I was a kid and I was driving back to my hometown in New Mexico. When we would get close, we would literally count the amount of Native Americans that you would see on the side of the road hitchhiking back to the res. Because they would lose all of their money going to these casinos. It literally was a game.
How would they get there? Would they hitchhike there?
They would get there. They would get there however they got there.
But they just would get wasted and couldn't figure out how to get back.
Exactly.
Or that's maybe how they got there. They would hitchhike, hey, take me to this casino, go get wasted, lose all their money.
Take buses, whatever reason.
But like, why do they lose all their money every time? Like, can they not like go there and like win a shit ton of money and then like better their lives?
Some do. The other thing is, a lot of them are just out there to be out there.
They're just out there to be like as like for fun, just get wasted.
A couple $100 they got kicked back from the state every month. They go there and they blow it all on drinks and having a good time because
cheers to that. Culture. Can we take a shot for that?
Yeah, we'll take a shot. Oh yeah,
for my natives.
Yeah, let's drink for Native Americans with alcoholism.
That's fucked up.
What else were you drinking to? That's what they have. That's what's there. They and we would get good numbers. You got double points if they bum rushed.
But like if they came to your car,
if they ran at you to get you to stop, big problem.
And you never let one hitchhike.
Fuck no! My mom was a single mother with multiple kids. She never let us.
What are you afraid they're gonna scalp you?
You know my mother
gonna get tomahawked.
When I was young, my mother let a friend of hers, son, who had just got released from prison, move in with us. Gave me the worst nickname of all time, like which to this day haunts me. All my cousins still call me this.
Your dog's snoring, dude.
I know.
I was like, what the hell is that?
What are you doing? Anyway, to this day, this fucking criminal who literally got out from a prison for a, what do you call it? Not a misdemeanor, but a, what do you call it?
A felony?
A felony.
That's
felony criminal.
Worse than misdemeanor.
Yeah. A felony criminal moved in with us when I was fucking 5 years old, maybe. No, I couldn't have been 5. We were living in a different state.
A felonious native?
No, he was a native. He was a white guy.
Good.
He was a white guy that knew my mom was a really good friend from high school. moved in with us, gave me the worst nickname of all time. I was a child, mind you.
Wait,
a child.
What was it?
Fucking 3 or 4 years old.
What was it? Did you just say it before?
No, I haven't said it
I thought
yet.
you said... what was his name before? What did you just say to me before that? You said this weird name, this weird word.
I don't think I said anything.
You said this weird word just before, and I don't know what it was.
I heard you saying Holmes or something. But
Yeah, it was. I said a weird word because I thought you said a weird word, and it was right after you said he gave me this weird name, and then you said a weird word.
Name. All my cousins still to this day call me that. That's what I said after that. So maybe you got something from there. I don't know. But anyway, the nickname he gave me was Pink Panties.
What the fuck?
He used to call me Pink Panties because I cried a lot. So he's like, I would cry.
Why'd you cry a lot though?
Because I was 4.
I don't remember crying that much when I was 4. No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember anything.
Imagine having 5 older siblings and a criminal in your household.
And no dad. No.
And no dad. Mom worked all the time. I was home alone. I cried a lot as a kid.
Actually, I feel like I do remember crying a lot. I was a little bitch.
At 4 years old, you're a bitch no matter what. I would cry like a 4-year-old does. And he used to be like, stop fucking crying, you pussy. Fucking Pink Panties over here. And that name stuck.
That's absurd.
For so fucking long, my entire childhood, anytime anything happened to me and I started getting upset, it was, oh, shut the fuck up, Pink Panties.
And your siblings would say unironically.
Unironically, for my entire childhood, called me Pink Panties.
That's another funny thing.
Anytime.
The way you're saying panties, like panties, is that just a Utah thing? Because I've heard that's a Utah accent to not say T.
Yeah, probably is.
But like, I feel like a lot of people don't say the T. They don't enunciate words.
Say panties.
Well, I would say panties the way you would say panties, mountains.
How would you say panties?
Shit. You say shit without...
I would say panties.
You would say with the T.
Says the T.
My friend Landon enunciates words and it bothers me. You're a Utah native, dude. Shut the fuck up. Don't enunciate.
Mountain, motherfucker. Mountain.
Mountain. I'm going to the mountains.
I'm going to the mountains.
Layton. Like, it sounds fucking absurd to say the T.
Layton.
If the T's in the middle of the word, you just don't enunciate it.
Listen to me, you motherfucker. This is Utah. We do not pronounce our T's here.
But then why the fuck do you pronounce it in Utah?
Utah.
Well, because you have to.
Yeah.
But it's in the middle of a word.
I guess you got
because
me there.
It's an accent.
You got me there. Utah. You can't say you-ah. But like shit.
Utah.
Shit.
You say shit, and you got the it, like the... if I were to say it, the movie, I wouldn't say it. That it's enunciating.
I say it.
I enunciate my words.
It.
My T's.
I will in certain words, but I definitely don't mountain.
I'll enunciate my T's sometimes if I'm feeling it, but like that's just a lazy slang. And you know it's funny my first time I ever went to Pennsylvania, they have accents, which aren't crazy accents, and then you go south to Virginia, they have crazy accents. My friend's there. Anyway, New Jersey and Pennsylvania.
I lived in West Virginia.
What I was gonna say is they called me out like, "Where are you from? Like you have an accent," and they don't even have that big of an accent. They sound pretty similar to us, but the way they say water. Do you know how people in New Jersey and Pennsylvania say water?
Water.
Nope.
No.
Water.
What is it?
Wooder.
Worder?
Wooder. Wooder. I swear to God.
Somebody slapped the shit out of them. That's
Wooder.
wrong.
Wooder, dude. But
I say water wrong.
Water, and I say water. I say wait. We say water with a D.
Yeah,
water.
It definitely shouldn't be like that either.
I don't say water. That sounds so. Would you actually say in it?
Can I have a glass of water?
If you're normally saying water, then it sounds normal.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I heard your fart.
No.
Georgia, do you say water with enunciated T's?
I don't know. I enunciate my T's because I grew up.
Okay.
Because you grew up.
Because 3, 2, 1, say water.
Water.
But that's how you would say it.
I don't feel like you're saying that like normal. Like
but that's how you would say. Well, if that's how you would say it, that's fine.
Wait.
I think that's one that I do switch.
3, 2, 1, say water.
But I would
I can say mountain. Like I say mountain. I don't say mountain.
Mountain.
I say Layton. I don't say Layton.
Yeah, and like there's
you say
one
Edinburgh,
that I will
not
go
water. Or what if you say
and then
shit?
I sometimes
It depends how mad you are.
I will say shite sometimes.
Shite is like if I'm feeling a little Irish or
every once in a while Scottish, I do hear her
right?
accent.
Don't they say shite? Ah, shite.
They say shite. Yeah.
But like that depends on like your
When I say
anger.
shit.
For me, I'll say
fucking
shit
shite.
if the aggression. But like, and there's certain, like what you were saying, there's certain words where you'll enunciate the T's just depending sometimes. Water, but that's not one of them. I can't really think of one right now where I would enunciate. And then sometimes when I catch myself enunciating, I'm like, whoa, that was kind of weird. I don't normally say it. But why is that? That's so fucking weird. I feel like we're on like the California aspect of talking. Like, I feel like California, like the West, California, the furthest west, is how you should talk in America. Like the enunciating every word, talking clear and concise, like how Joe Rogan says in his special. And then the further east you go, you get the crazy, or south too. The further south and east you go, you get fucking ridiculous accents, and you sound stupid. Shout out to everybody who has a dumb fucking accent. You sound stupid, and stop.
Yeah.
You can't help it, but you sound fucking dumb.
The thing is, there's no such thing as the American accent. There isn't a thing as an American accent.
I know. You're right, but there's
My parents tell me all the time I sound American.
There is an American accent. Whenever you go to another country, you have an American accent. But when you're in America, you have different dialects, I guess, different accents in America.
That's
But
the
there's
same anywhere. Like in Scotland, there's so many different accents.
Yeah, like you're in the UK, and you go to different places in the UK. You're like, oh, I have a fucking northern this, or I have an eastern this, western
Yorkshire
southern.
accent.
You have a certain
or
accent.
A Liverpool.
Oh, you don't
accent.
sound like you're from here. Like, where are you from?
My
Like,
grandparents have a Dundonian accent.
yeah, there's different accents within that.
Dundee Scottish accent is insane.
Dude, Scotland probably has the most fucked up English like ever. Like, doesn't even sound like English.
You've probably heard big cities in Scotland's accent. When you get to small cities, Dundee's accent is insane. I've even looked up Dundonian accents. Like a regular Scottish accent, they talk pretty clear for the most part. Like there's a little bit of like a little gravel. You listen to a Dundonian's accent.
They blur every word together.
Like it's fucking. I know it's terrible.
Can you do a Scottish accent, Georgia?
She will not. She refuses.
But I was gonna say I watched that movie Under the Skin, and it's in the UK, but there's a lot of Scottish accents.
Dundonian
I
accents.
had to have subtitles on because dude, some of them I was like, dude, I have no
Dundonian,
idea what you're fucking saying.
Because I've dated Georgia.
I've watched Braveheart. I know what they're saying in Braveheart, and they're Scottish.
Yeah. Well, that's
easy.
Scottish accent. That's fucking Mel Gibson.
I know. I'm just saying.
Anyway.
I'm saying.
Like
I
listened to Scottish accents.
Real Scottish accents are fucking difficult.
Yeah, I've dated Georgia
Business
for
or
a long
pleasure,
time.
dude. Alex, when he went to fucking Scotland with his brothers, they were asking business or pleasure, like why you're there in the what do you call it? Like not TSA when you're in what do you call it when you like travel and you have to be contacted. What is it called? Not TSA, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you have to show them your passport. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I came here when I was 3.
Well, it's not hard. Like when, fuck, what is it called? It's like on the tip of my tongue. I'm just too fucked to think.
I don't know.
When anyway we go, they ask you why are you here, business or pleasure?
Quarantine.
No, that's when you're like sick. Or
Who
fucked up.
cares? It's somebody that works in an airport.
Now I'm just like curious.
what is it
now I'm just like
called?
wondering what. I'm just wondering what it's called. But anyway, they're asking like business or pleasure, like in this heavy Scottish accent. And Alex's brother's like, asked the lady what like 5 times. Like, sorry, I don't. Like he could not understand you. But Alex
Business or pleasure.
But Alex knew exactly what she was saying right off the bat, and like I just like think that's so funny. Like he just didn't.
Well, the thing is, there's like the Scottish accent, but Dundee in particular, because I've researched that accent, is so fucking like heavier. Mm-hmm. Like the Scottish accents. Like, that's terrible. I'm not even gonna try, but it's like,
yeah, you shouldn't.
Fuck off. It's like it's throatier than the American accent. They definitely talk like through the throat kind of, but like Dundee is so fucking dense, and like it's like it's throatier.
I couldn't understand a single word my grandmother said.
Yeah, like I want to look up a Dundee accent, but I don't want to put it over the mic because the audio between my phone and the mic will sound like shit. But like Dundee is, I even looked it up. It's one of the hardest accents for Scottish, the entire Scottish country. One of the hardest accents to understand is Dundee. It's a very aggressive accent.
Dundee.
But like,
She
do you know
would say
why?
shit like my name, and my mom would have to translate.
Because what do you think when you hear Dundee? First thing that pops in your head, go.
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee. Do you know why? I've actually found this out because of Georgia. A lot of Scotland. God damn it. A lot of Irish people. Irish, the entire country of Ireland was populated by prisoners.
Same with Australia. That's Australia.
What did I say?
You said Ireland.
Because I'm so
I was like, really? Australian? I don't think so. I was like...
The entire country of Australia.
Continent. It's a continent.
I'm gonna fucking cancel this podcast.
It's probably also a country, but it's a continent.
It's a country and a continent. Yeah. You are right.
It's one in both.
I'm gonna say the country of Australia was completely founded on... I'm gonna fucking...
Did you know people could only live on
the outer rim? I will kill myself!
No, listen, people can only live on the outer rim of Australia. Yeah. It's huge! It's as big as the United States. They can't live anywhere except the fucking border of Australia.
There's a huge part of it. It's not just the outskirts.
You can't live.
It's just not the outskirts. There's definitely a huge chunk of it that's impossible for people to live in, but it's not just the outskirts. There's definitely towns within the middle land of it, but
yeah, like I get what Aborigines. Saying. But I get what like saying. Population, like density, like on maps, it's like the outer rim's like boom, and then all of a sudden in the middle is like blank almost. It's like there's no
definitely
way.
Like not a lot.
The outback, fuck you.
But there's definitely a lot of people that do live inside the continent.
Or Aborigines, they're not people, dude.
Jesus Christ.
It's not even being racist. They're just fucking gnarly.
They're people still.
I'm thinking of the... Never mind. I'm thinking of the...
You're thinking of kangaroos. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Just kidding.
I'm thinking of the native Indians from India.
Well, it's Aboriginals. They're called Aboriginals.
From India? Oh, no, I'm talking about the ones from India who are so fucked up.
In Australia?
No. They're in India. I'm thinking of the fucked up... I'm thinking of the fucked up people from India who literally will fucking, like... They'll drink their own piss from human skulls and, like, will, like, burn people's ashes and run them from people.
What the
I saw this on Wild Boys.
I understand what you're talking about. I don't understand what this is to do with Australia.
I was thinking... No, because I was thinking natives... I thought they were natives from... Aborigines, I thought were from Australia because they're both, like, dark.
Aboriginals are just... The original,
they're dark, like black
very
people.
Dark, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking from India. But then I thought they're from Australia. But then I realized I'm going to look it up right now. I'm looking Aborigines up.
Aboriginals are from Australia. That's what they call their Native Americans. That's just what they call them. Is Aboriginals. The original fucking Australians. Anyway, what I was saying was that Australia was colonized.
No, an Aboriginal is an inhabiting...
Should we just stop this podcast? I'm so drunk.
No, listen.
Okay, well, I'm going to...
An Aboriginal isn't from anything. It's saying it's... The word Aboriginal means you're indigenous or, like, existing in the land.
But
we're an Aborigine.
So our Aboriginal people, what do we call them? Native Americans.
Yeah, but an Aboriginal doesn't mean you're from Australia.
But their name in Australia is Aboriginal.
It's Aborigine.
No, it's Aboriginals.
No, it's not.
It's not Aborigine.
You
know, like I was talking to this Aborigine guy.
Yes, it is.
I don't believe you. Anyway, fuck you. God damn it, are you right?
Aborigine.
I could not read any of that. You showed that to me way too quick.
Okay, indigenous Australians are the Aboriginal, which means, I looked up the definition of Aboriginal, and that means you're.
But that's what they call them there still. I get that definition.
But they're Aborigines,
can be applied to any people who are the natural native people of that land, but that's also just what they call them in
There's
Australia.
the scroll. Like, it's Well, I guess it's like you're Utah.
I see it.
If you're from Utah, you're
Wikipedia,
Utah.
an Aborigine. But I feel like an Aborigine is when you talk about a specific person. So that person is an Aborigine.
Yeah, you're right.
But when you talk about the group, it's Aboriginals. Or whatever the fuck I said the first time.
I feel like you could say Aboriginal.
An Aborigine is a specific person.
Aborigines, you could say as well. I feel like
think
because
so.
There's Utah, and then you feel like a person. You like, oh, I'm Utahan, or if there's multiple people from Utah, you're Utahns.
Again, look at the etymology of that word. It's Aboriginals is the plural. So when you're talking about a group of people, it's the Aboriginals.
Okay, that.
But when you talk
right.
about a specific, it's an Aborigine.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying when I looked up the definition of Aboriginal, it didn't say shit about Australia.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
But that's what the Australians
and then they took that word and then made it as the natives from Australia.
Exactly. The Australians never changed the word to a specific thing,
as that's we did that's what they call them. Now I'm curious to what they call the native Indians.
I don't know
from
India. But I'm going to finish my story.
No, you're good. But I was just sorry. So because I still watch too much Wild Boys, dude.
With Dundee, so Dundee, what's the first thing you think of? Crocodile Dundee, like you said earlier. It's because Australia was founded by prisoners, and during the previous to this, there was the whole, again, like, made famous by Braveheart, the uprising of Scotland to England. After that, Scotland was put kind of on a fucking chokehold, and a lot of those people got sent to Australia. So when they got sent to Australia, they kind of just fucking named cities.
Is that where the accent came from? Because you said the people from...
A lot of them were Scottish. I don't know where the accent kind of adapted to itself.
Yeah, because the accent is like borderline English.
Yes.
And with I've heard...
Definitely was adapted from that because a lot of them were from England or from Scotland or from Ireland. Yeah. A lot of them from those countries.
I've heard people be like, oh, Australian are just like the rednecks of England or like autistic version of fucking England.
There's multiple cities in Australia that are named after Scottish cities. Aberdeen. Aberdeen's a Scottish city and an Australian city.
Yeah, and that happens within the United States, but I guess that's different from like Scotland to
it's
Australia.
Because
Where's Tennessee?
How fucking lazy do you have to be
in every state?
But how lazy do you have to be kicked out of a country, go to a new country and be like, oh, I'm from Aberdeen, Scotland. We're just gonna call this fucking Aberdeen. This is Aberdeen now.
They kind of did that in America, Hampshire, New Hampshire.
A little bit, but not as much.
Where did York come from? Was the York from England, and then they came over here and called it New York?
Yes, New Yorkshire. New York. They shortened it, yeah. New Yorkshire.
And then it's called
Yorkshire,
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But it's all in the East because it's where we came from.
Yes.
So the East is filled with names that are like from English.
Yeah, for sure.
And they adjusted them a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're saying they literally copied and pasted from names. Scotland to Australia.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Well, because they have multiple cities in Australia named after Scottish cities.
Dude, that's the one country when I was younger that I always wanted to fucking move to, or like a visit in general. Australia's always appealed to me.
If I had to pick one country I had to go to if they kicked me out, Australia.
Dude,
New Zealand. I was always
New Zealand.
I would love to go. There's lots of countries I would love to go to. But if there's one country I had to pick that I fit in the most, Australia.
Dude, same.
Because one,
I completely agree.
Like, these are my reasons.
They're so free,
I love to drink.
Yep.
I hate guns. And I love to say the word cunt.
Yep.
Dude, all three of them
I completely agree
so Australian.
with all of those three.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to disagree with that I've grown to appreciate, or not appreciate, I've like kind of adapted to is I don't hate guns now. I'm just more in the middle. I will, if my friend has a bunch of guns and they're like, want to go in the desert and shoot some guns, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm not in America for no fucking reason.
Well,
let's go shoot some guns. But like, I don't want to own a gun ever.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to own a gun.
On a personal level,
guns are scary, dude.
Yeah.
Guns are
on a personal
scary.
level, I am against guns. On a political level, I understand the necessity of guns, and I understand the want of guns. So, like, on a personal level, I'm never going to fucking own a gun.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like guns.
Me too. I don't. I told you the reason why I don't want to own a gun, because I'm afraid I might kill myself with it.
Yeah. But, like,
legitimately,
on a political level, I understand why people want guns. But I definitely do.
They're kind of fun, dude. Have you ever shot a gun?
They can definitely be fun, but also, like,
Have you shot a gun?
Who is it? Fuck, I just heard of this. Maybe on another podcast.
They're kind of fun. They're not like...
I love shooting guns.
They're not like amusement ride fucking fun. It's different.
Fuck, who was it? Fuck. There's a famous person who murdered people by like, not by accident. I was almost said by accident, but like,
whoa, I didn't mean to shoot you in the fucking head and kill you and bury your body. Fuck.
They were like
accident.
A relatively famous person and then murdered people afterwards. And they said the most calming thing they've ever done, the most calming, relaxing moment of their life was choking somebody to death.
Well, that person's obviously
fucked up in the head, but like, there must be some appeal to taking somebody's life, the same way there is to guns. There's a weird, dirty, violent satisfaction.
You have to also be fucked up. It's like porn. Like, you're feeling dirty and fucking vile when you're jerking it to the porn. You come, you're still watching, like, oh my god, I feel like a piece of shit. Turn that off.
But isn't it kind of a scary thing?
But then with murdering, I think you don't get that feeling afterwards, where you're like, you feel that regret.
If you think about this,
they don't feel that regret. They don't feel that regret, dude. That's why they do it again.
I don't think sociopaths and psychopaths feel that regret. I think the average person would. But the thing is,
you get addicted to fucking murdering like you get addicted to jerking off.
I think you do. The thing is, what I'm going to say is that I think the average human being today isn't that separate from our primitive ancestors. There's only been a couple 100,000 years in between the two. That's not a lot of time evolutionary. There is a component in all of us that have the need and the want
to kill.
In a sense. But I was going to say...
Sorry, to kill, yes.
I definitely think it's that, to be the winner. And for a very, very, very long time within our history, being the winner meant killing the other people around you.
Yeah, why do you think we want to be fucking famous and rich? We're the winner. That's deemed successful, and that means your life was fulfilled. That doesn't mean shit, dude. You hear how many fucking famous, rich, and successful people kill themselves, and then you're like, oh, why'd you kill themselves? You had everything you ever wanted. No, bitch.
Yeah, I think the real winner to be the winner in real life, you have to kill yourself. But
right. But, like, I am on the people's side of...
Do you think you could kill yourself?
No, not now. Maybe give it time. I think about it every day. I'm not even joking. I literally think about it.
But not in, like, a serious way.
No, I literally, like... No, not in a serious way, but I daydream probably every time I wake up or, like, throughout the day. I daydream, like, a handgun in my fucking hand and, like, putting it in my mouth and pulling the trigger.
I will say this, and this is a very
fucked up, dude. It's fucked up. That's why I'm so fucked up. I just want to fucking
Well, I think this is a very dark thing to say, but I see myself as the probable way of me dying is me killing myself.
Yeah, dude.
And I don't say that in a dark way to where, like, I'm depressed or sad.
Yeah.
So I end my own life. My thing is that if most people die from a disease, most people die from some terrible disease that they're on their deathbed fighting and then they can't win it. And I don't want that for myself. No. So if I get cancer, I'm calling my own time. I'm not going to let the cancer kill me.
I completely agree with that.
I think suicide.
I don't even want to know I have
medically assisted suicide should be legal.
Yep.
If I get stage 4 cancer of whatever the fuck, I should be able to decide to take my own life.
What I was going to say is, like I told you earlier, if I have cancer, I don't want to know I have cancer and just fucking let it kill me that way instead of, like, dwelling on knowing the fact that I have cancer.
Yes.
Also, when I was younger, when I started doing stunts, in my mind, people were like, are you scared of dying? I'm like, dude, I'm going to die anyway. And in my mind, we've talked about this also, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm not living old. I'm not living to be an old person. I'm dying young. In my mind, I'm thinking that.
Me too. For a long time, mine was 32.
But I guarantee Steve-O and those guys who are now in their 40s also thought that, like, fuck it, dude, we're invincible. We're going to die young anyway. Let's get gnarly. Now they're in their 40s and they're fucking aching. So it's like dying isn't as easy as you think without trying to kill yourself on purpose.
Yeah, mine's 32. Mine's always been 32.
And I hope not. I hope you don't actually die at 32 because that's super young still.
That's less than 10 years away.
Deep down in my heart, I don't want to die young. I just want to fuck. Like
I don't want to die young. But I've always had a weird, strange feeling of dying at 32.
I've had a strange feeling of dying when I was young since I was 18. Since I was like a little kid.
You cut Kyler off so much.
I cut him off too, though, earlier.
I know, but Caden bitches about it. So
we cut each other off.
I just want him to acknowledge it.
No, it's okay. No. I don't fucking expect me to be on the pedestal now and be all shutty uppy about it. We both
To be fair,
we both love to talk.
Yeah, to be fair, when you said I cut Kyler off a lot, is because I was interrupting him because he cut me off first.
Yeah.
To be fair.
A lot of the times, I cut him off because he was telling a story.
I think you noticed that because...
And then I'm like, shut the fuck up.
You're dating me, and so you hear what I have to say. So I started a story, and then he cut me off, and then I cut him off to finish my story, and then you got mad.
I wouldn't... Also, we're on a podcast. I wouldn't say I'm cutting you off. I'm just saying what's on my mind, and I want to say it before it loses my mind. Because I'll be like, all right, I have a thought. I want to tell it to the people, because your story inspires me to want to say something. I don't want to completely cut off your story, and that sounds rude to like, oh, just wait up, let me tell something.
Well, let me just say something. Just kidding.
Exactly, though. No, and I would have let you. I will let you say it because, like, if what I'm saying inspires you to say something, that's the whole fucking point. Yeah. But I agree with you, Georgia. He does cut me off, and I also cut him off.
I will say.
Also, shut the fuck up.
I will say this is the first podcast.
What?
In which we have been more equal. I feel like there's been lots of podcasts where you have gone off for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I have kept my mouth shut for a longer time. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like we're both very drunk, and that's just gonna... Like, when two people are drunk, it's just gonna be a fucking shit show of conversation.
You're fighting over to talk, because it's like Coke. Like, you just like, you just want to talk over. Yeah. And also, I've done Coke a couple times, didn't feel a fucking goddamn thing. And I have done Coke a couple times, and it was only because of peer pressure, and I think that's why I didn't feel anything, because, like, when people...
Also, it's probably the amount.
It is the amount.
How much
and
did you do?
I didn't want to do a lot. That's the thing, because it was because of peer pressure. I didn't want to do a ton. I was nervous. I was just giving me a small line.
Can I finish my story? I was saying earlier.
I don't even know what your story was, dude. But yes, finish.
I was going to say this because I've always felt like I was going to die. Oh my god.
Fuck you, dude.
Do you remember how... I think I've mentioned this to you before. I can't remember if it was on the podcast or not. It definitely wasn't on the podcast, but I think we have brought up on the podcast about how I always thought my mother would die when I was young.
I feel like we brought it up like 2 or 3 times.
Well, we've talked about it personally, and I think we've mentioned it on the podcast.
At least once or twice.
Well, that's another reason why I thought I was going to die so young. I mean, what I was going to say is I've always had a gut feeling I was going to die young, but I don't believe it entirely because I also thought my mother was going to die when I was 18. Yeah. And she obviously didn't. So my gut feelings can be wrong. So I might not always die.
It's just like anxiety.
It's anxiety, but I also have lots of gut feelings about lots of things. There's specific moments in time where I have a gut feeling, and no matter what,
and they were right.
Yes, I will say 85% of my gut feelings have been right.
Like what?
My gut feeling about sitting next to Kyler in Mrs. Clausen's class, thinking, "Oh, I can become friends with that guy." That was a gut feeling, and we're doing a podcast right now. My gut feeling about you, the very first time before I even met you, Georgia. When Sam was talking about you, I had a gut feeling. It was like, oh, I'm going to know that person.
Why?
Just a gut feeling. Random gut feeling that my own brain can't rationale. But it's just a gut feeling I have. And 85% of the time, that gut feeling is right.
You want to know what's fucked up?
Every once in a while, it's wrong.
I just filled up this entire bottle with piss. I just filled up an entire bottle of piss, and I still had to keep going, but I just pinched it off and said I called it quits. I definitely
I'm proud of you for not
overfilled
it.
I literally filled it to the brim.
Bottle?
I filled it to the brim, dude.
In one time?
Yeah.
In just one pissing, just barely.
Yeah, look.
He saw it.
Please stop. I don't want to hold it.
No, that's impressive, though, right?
Yeah,
that's the one reason why, like, literally the only reason why I would want to film these podcasts, so people could see how much I pee in one sitting.
You can't show your penis.
Wait,
well,
that was... Just from you standing there.
Just barely, right then. The whole thing. I swear to God, it was empty.
Why do you pee that much?
Well, I've also had.
I think this is the amount.
It's because I have so much beer and liquor, and it just makes me have to empty everything.
You never measure how much you pee. If you pee for at least...
That's a lot, though. I know you do pee a lot in the toilet.
If you pee for 20 seconds, imagine pouring water at a steady rate for 20 seconds. You're going to fill a good amount up.
In a stream. But, dude.
This is a lot.
I'm not saying that's impressive, but that's pretty impressive. Like, That's a huge amount of
Please
fucking
don't take
piss.
any shots of that.
That's a huge...
Put that over there so you don't take any shots of that.
To put that in perspective, like, beer can next to that, and I filled, like... Have you ever pissed in a bottle ever? Like road trip or just chilling?
I mean, yeah, but like I can't remember how much.
Because like sometimes I'll pee in a bottle. Like I
do remember I was driving home and I couldn't hold it and I peed in an old Gatorade bottle.
Did you fill it up?
It was one of the skinnier ones.
Right. It
got to the point where like, again, I had to pinch it off and stop pissing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because like would have filled that Gatorade. And what are those skinny ones? Probably.
They're not that much.
12 to 16 ounces?
16 ounces, maybe.
16 ounces.
12 to 16, yeah. There's the skinny one with a nipple where you twist it and you sip it?
No.
Okay.
Like a vitamin water. You know how the vitamin waters are that shape? They have Gatorade.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'd say that's probably 12 to 16. I'd say that's
12 to 16.
I'd say that's
within
16.
that range.
But I've definitely, like, because I have a fetish with peeing.
A fetish?
No, it's not a fetish. It's a joke.
I heard a fetish.
I have a fucking fetish.
Can we go back on this tape? You said fetish. Just kidding.
I have a weird obsession.
You like to piss in bottles.
I have a weird obsession with pissing in bottles in any given moment, any given time. I don't care where we are. If I have to pee and there's a bottle there, I want to pee in it.
Yes.
I don't know why. It's just fucking fascinating and fun to me to fucking pee in a bottle, see how much it fills up or whatever.
What the fuck? We've almost hit 3 hours. We're supposed to stop at 1:20.
You know what? Sometimes these things happen.
But
I feel like it's been great conversation, by the way. Yes. In my opinion. I feel like it's been fantastic.
Been interesting. Finish your story.
Sometimes I'll pee in like an average Gatorade bottle, not the fat ones. In the middle of the night, I'll wake up or whenever pee, and it only goes about 3 inches up, not even halfway up the bottle.
That's not a lot.
I feel like I have to pee. I go and pee in it. It's nothing. But when I drink, dude, the fucking dam breaks, and I fill up a whole goddamn bottle. How many fucking milliliters is this?
I tried looking. I couldn't find it.
It's an impressive amount. Honestly, we should keep this sealed. I'll take this home. This is a memorabilia. I want you to sign this, actually.
Okay.
This is me drunk, wanting you to sign my bottle of pee. How funny is that, though?
I'm looking up the average amount of urine.
Because it might be a lot. It just depends.
This is just per day, but I want like per piss.
Average amount of urine per pee.
Per time?
Let me see how much this one has.
So the volume of urine passed each time by a normal adult, fuck, goddamn, I'm so drunk, will vary from around 250 to 400 milliliters. This is the same as about 2 cupfuls. So you definitely fill more than 2 cups.
Way more than 2 cupfuls, bro.
Should we get a measuring cup?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much. But you also wanted to keep that sealed.
It would be, I would guess 2 cupfuls would be like
I'm going to look up the volume
I would guess
of a Pendleton bottle.
I would.
Look it up right now.
Georgia, would you agree 2 cupfuls would maybe be about right there?
I don't know. We'll have to look up how much.
It would be like less than it'd be about a quarter.
We're looking up right now how much a Pendleton bottle holds.
I'm not saying I pee an extraordinary amount. I bet you.
This is a specific time we've been drinking.
Yeah, I bet you could fill that up too.
Yeah,
but anybody could. But I'm just saying, like, nobody pees in bottles. That's why it's so fascinating to me in my weird little brain. I don't know why, bro. I'm so fucking weird in that aspect. What would you rather drink? My cum?
Not pee.
No.
Oh, fuck, but not
Listen.
Okay,
this is a would you rather, and you have to answer.
Okay.
You have to answer.
I will.
Would you rather drink my cum, a whole shot of my whole load,
Yeah.
my cum, or suck on George's bloody tampon?
Bloody tampon.
Really?
How long do I have to suck on it?
I don't use tampons, by the way.
She doesn't, but
Use
in
pads?
this case of the scenario, it's
What do you
your
use? You
bloody
just bleed
tampon.
through your panties?
Yeah, all the time.
No, shut up. What do you use?
Hippie.
What is that?
I'm a hippie. No, I'm just kidding. I usually use
I thought hippie was like a cool new like wait. What is
Diva cup.
What is a diva cup? I've never heard of that. You bleed into it?
Silicone cup you shove in your vagina. Suctions.
Now, if you ask me,
I've never heard of that. Ever.
What's the thing?
A diva cup? So it's not like a pad.
It legitimately is a silicone shot glass that you fold up and then put in your vagina, and the blood falls into it. Yeah. It's a silicone.
What do you mean fold it?
Well, it's silicone, so it's rubber.
You fold it.
So it's malleable, like rubber is. Imagine a rubber shot glass.
Dude, my mind's blown right now.
No, okay.
Okay.
Because you haven't been in a relationship. Just kidding.
Okay, call me out. Just because I don't.
Kidding!
I didn't have any sisters. Had never had a girlfriend.
Well, none of my
life.
sisters used it.
Had one girlfriend.
Yeah.
So you fold it, like you bend
It's
it.
a rubber shot glass, so it's very foldable.
I thought you were saying like fold it in half.
Oh no.
And then like when you put it up, it's folded in half, and then you're done.
So, like,
you just fold the
circle.
circle.
So it's like so you put it up, and it's like a shot glass, and you pull it out, and it's just all your fucking menstrual blood
stuff,
and shit is filled in. And
now, if you ask me, if
okay, take a shot of that.
No,
shot of that or my cum.
Jizz every day.
Yeah, but
menstrual blood can cause like health problems.
I don't give a fuck what the. All right, that
no,
makes
but
sense.
if it caused health problems,
yeah, then you'd choose
for me,
the cum.
I choose the cum.
You'd be fine.
The cum's gross.
You would just be slightly gay.
It's not gay. What's gay
if
about
it's
swallowing cum?
If it's a would you rather, then it's not gay.
I understand that. Okay. But in a non-sexual manner, if I was forced gun to my head to swallow cum,
because would you rather,
that's not gay.
Because would you rather is always gunpoint.
Yeah.
Would you rather is always
it's
automatically
not gay
gunpoint.
In which to save my own life to swallow cum. That's not gay.
All right, sexually. If you had to, would you rather? I'm just kidding.
Well, sexually, yeah, but then that's gay. I will agree that's gay.
I'm just kidding. But, like, because I didn't know that swallowing a shot of fucking period blood would make you sick.
It definitely can cause health problems.
Not mentally. Like, it would obviously make you feel sick. Like,
well, there's even, like,
blood, but
that's the whole thing I don't get about free bleeders. Like hippie bitches that don't use any sorts of protections.
I don't get that.
And just let it bleed out.
That's just embarrassing. That's like if I chose to come on my pants and put them back on.
Even just the aroma that lets off from period blood is dangerous to the human body.
The aroma is literally dangerous.
It can cause health problems.
What does it smell like?
I don't describe fucking know.
Period blood.
I don't know what period blood smells. It smells like blood.
Smells nasty as fuck.
Georgia, please describe how period blood smells.
Let's get off the rails. We need to wrap this shit up.
What are we at right now?
Fucking almost. We're 2:56. We're almost 3 hours.
Well, let's wait till 3 hours.
Well, this is gonna be a shit show of a podcast to edit. Well, we need to wrap it up.
You're worried about editing.
It will take 20 minutes for this shit to process.
But your editing is just you pressing a button and then it processes. Fuck you. The editing.
But we don't want... Literally, we both talked about this. We didn't want over an hour and 20-minute podcast.
Well, I know, but we're wasted. Fuck it. We've had good conversation. Well, the whole point
What are you doing?
The whole point of a podcast, Caden, is because you remember how much we were talking before the podcast? We talked.
I'm just saying.
I know.
We had a time.
I know.
We've gone over it by double.
I know.
Anyway,
we've had great conversations.
We've had decent. Yeah, we've had good conversations, but we need
3 hours.
What do we want to end this on?
I wanted to end it on how she describes how period blood smells.
What does period blood
smell? Gross. I don't.
Like,
it doesn't smell like normal blood. Because it has tissue.
So blood has like a coppery taste or smell. We can end it now. I don't want to end it on a dull note. No, I feel like it's been fine, right? I feel like it's been like I know we want to like control it, but I feel like we shouldn't have to. I feel like
not control it, but I just don't want to like wrap it up.
I feel like the only time you want to end it on like an hour and 20 is if it's been super dull.
No. I just think we can talk about this. We'll talk about it off podcast. Let's just. What topic should we
Let's take another shot of piss.
We'll pour another shot. Fuck you, not a piss.
Dude, how much would it take? Okay, hypothetically, on another hypothetical.
I just spit in my own shot glass. Could we get another shot?
No, I saw that. No, I'll take it.
He'll drink my spitty.
I'm not a coward.
Okay, pour us whatever.
Well, I was gonna say, how much would it take for you to take a full shot of my Pendleton piss?
How much money?
Minimal amount, though.
$200.
Really?
Yeah.
So if somebody was like, "I'll give you $50 to drink a shot of Kyler's piss," you wouldn't take it? You literally like $50 right here.
If they offered
a quick
me
shot,
50,
it was $50 in cash. Take a quick shot of Kyler's piss. Here's $50.
I would try to haggle for $100.
And then you got
if they gave me $100,
and you got $71.
What
is 75? What is 75? 75 is final offer. You wouldn't take $5, 75 easy dollars to drink.
I'm not peer pressurable.
But
I would do it for an amount I feel
peer
like.
pressured you to take a shot of my Jewel. I remember that.
But did I not want to?
I don't know. I don't read your mind.
I love nicotine.
Oh my god, I know.
like you.
I was actually thinking that in my brain. I was like, Caden, try my Jewel. And I was like waiting for you to be like, no, I'm not peer pressurable.
Well, I don't mind Juuls.
Well, I didn't know that. That's why I was like, but then obviously, and then the podcast previously, I was like, I peed into the same bottle and was like, you should sniff my pee, see if it smells. You said no about 50 million times.
Because I didn't want to smell it.
Well, nobody wants to smell somebody's piss.
Content.
But then you were like, content. And that's where your mind should be in these type of situations. Yeah. It's not because you want to give in to peer pressure or you want to feel like you're weak. Because I don't think you're weak. If I give you an idea and you're like, yeah, that's a good idea, or yeah, I'm down for that. Even if it's a bad idea and you're down, don't think of it as being a weak-minded. Think of it as good content.
But I think the argument of me taking a shot of your piss is better content than me taking it, especially unfilmed.
But what if what if I pulled out $50 and was like, Caden, here's $50 on camera, take a shot of my piss real quick. Would you do it?
I still think the better content is us arguing.
It will.
That's a better content than me taking a silent shot of piss.
No, that's what I'm saying. If this whole podcast was on film, this is all hypothetical. If this was on film and you get to see you drinking the piss, and for $50, I had it now. You would do it for
content. Yeah.
See, I agree with that. 50 is a good low number for drinking your friend's shot of piss on a podcast if it was filmed. Non-filmed, $75, $80 was your lowest. For no film.
Are you trying to give me $80 right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I literally would not give you that. I'm just saying, I'm asking you what your lowest was. I wouldn't give you fucking more than $20.
$80 to take a shot of piss? Yeah, I'd do that.
To be honest, I'm
even
stingy.
Unpodcasted. If somebody offered me $80 to take a shot of piss, I'd do it.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
You guys know, I've told this story a million times. I don't know if you listeners right now know this, but I've taken a huge gulp of a stranger's piss in California out of a fucking Modelo bottle for $2. Because I was blacked out wasted, and I was a big dumb cunt.
He's also done it for free.
And I do it all the time.
His own piss.
My own piss, I'll do it for free any day, anytime. You're like, hey, Kyler, fucking drink your own piss.
Was it the last podcast?
Yes, it was. That's easy, dude, for me. But, like, drinking someone else's piss, that's, like, different. Like, that's, like, the shot.
Yeah. So, basically what we're saying, we're going to pour these shots. He's pouring it into the shot glass. I just spit in because I had some wax spit I wanted to get rid of out of my mouth. And he's going to take a shot of that right now. So, basically what we're saying is we'll pretty much do anything for content, which is what this is. So, he's going to take the shot of the spit, and I'm going to take our last shot for the sake of content. Anyway, have a good day. Right. Have a good life. This was the ADHD podcast hosted by Caden Casaus
and fucking Callie and motherfucking Vick.
Who's taking a shot of my own. You can see it resting on the top of this shot of whiskey. My own spit in his shot. In what was my shot glass that he took to take the shot of my own spit.
Honestly, I'm counting on the whiskey.
Let's fucking do it. We're gonna take the shot.
Right? I've eaten way worse.
1, 2, 3. Shoot.
Fuck your mother.
By the way, I have herpes.
That's fine.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
What I was going to say